Oh, cool. Oh, we're on. He's running second, Chastain.
Yeah, I like the outside through there. That 19 car. That 11, there you go. I mean, Byron got stuck down on the bottom. He's still loose. He's still struggling with his car. Martin Truex to third behind Reddick and Chastain. Gibbs gets another one on the inside. Let's see if he gets clear, though. Not really. How these guys get cleared. But he had to go to the bottom. He had to go where the clean air was. And so now it's a matter of cat and mouse. If you go higher, if you go lower. We're seeing some big moves. We're seeing some game guys, some guys that qualified poorly move it up. What's right with Brad here? Yeah, I was watching him, guys. Something's bad wrong with Brad. He's really struggling. Lost 5 or 6 spots on that restart, all the way to the back. Yeah, where's the screen player? Car's just off a little bit for now. He was one of the 7 cars that pitted, and then as Clint said on the restart, dropped all the way to the back. 99, Daniel Suarez moves up in front of Joey Logano. That 99 looks an awful lot like a very famous Porsche called Mexico Blue. That'd be appropriate. And that might and the classic blue. I mean, who doesn't like blue on a race car? There's all kinds of petty blues. There's trickle blue from the West Coast.
Come on.
Up to 28. After restarting 36. It's going to be a long road to hoe here for. It just changes the whole complexion. And you're down a set of tires, but you got to make what you can right now. And, there'll be a green flag stop most likely during this first stage. And so that will allow them to catch back up on the long run pace. Teammates battling here for 6th. There they are. When we talked about it, we saw it yesterday in practice. These Toyotas were extremely fast, right? The 2 Hendrick cars on the front row. Can the Toyotas pass them out? Can they pass them out? They didn't have to pass them. They took care of themselves well, actually. One Toyota got into Larson. Then Larson was going out the game in position. Very hard to pass that group. And see, this is where you have some of the teammate side of things. With Gibbs, he's the rookie. Bell would like to have had that position, but Gibbs is really trying to set a tone today. He's got speed, he's got the car. It'll be interesting to see what Bell is able to do with him over the next 10 rounds or so. Jamie, there are 6 Toyotas in this race, and all 6 are in the top 8 positions.
Definitely so far so good. Could be a great day for Denny Hamlin. I talked to his crew chief this morning, Chris Gayhart. He said yesterday was like a crew chief and engineer's dream. Everything went as planned from simulation to hitting the racetrack. There were no surprises. He had a great practice session. They said they can execute today pretty good. He's already up 4 spots, so it's really going in the right direction.
Nothing better than unloading a fast hot rod at a 1.5-mile racetrack. And you just start feeling that groove right away. And it's like, all right, just go through the motions of the checklist. Do this short run, do this long run. That tells me the grit is there, right? The aero is there, horsepower is there. But that aero balance in the race car, when you're on these fast racetracks, these 1.5 tracks, all about aero. So when that's talking to the mechanical side of it, business is good. Yeah, the aero portion is killer. Yeah, exactly. With the balance, that's when we'll see things start to change. About lap 25 is when the tires kind of change their attitude on the pressure buildup and the heat. And that's when we're going to see the aero match up with the mechanical balance. So here's a motion that William Byron is now settled into 5th place.
Like you see him sliding back off the leaders just a little bit right now. Said the car was perfect up until that slide that he had on the turn 2 calling and overheated the right.
Come on, Ross.
He told the team it's too free. I'm going to need an adjustment on this car. We're going to be better right now.
But if it was free out there and clean here by itself, it's going to be
like.
That's key for teammates running together. Leading on 12th place. Larson continues to work his way through the field.
I'm Peter Davis because before 11 a.m., I like to keep it toned down and simple, just like Taco Bell breakfast, with fluffy eggs, sausage, and a crispy hash brown. Isn't that right, co-host Rhonda?
Are we on TV right now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Barn Bar. The county's best hangout. Just got better. Here's the living smooth. With the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light. The race to win my cash is on with the Fox Bet Super 6 Stage 2 contest. Download the free-to-play Super 6 app and pick 6 Stage 2 outcomes for your shot to win.
Still sitting on a bucket or poorly built shop stool? Aren't you tired of the discomfort and back pain caused by your lousy shop stool? The days of tiny casters and thin seats are over. Meet the Viper Chair, America's #1 shop chair, made right here in the USA. The Viper Chair glides over any surface and loose debris with 4-inch industrial-grade casters. Relieve your lower back pain with a perfectly angled backrest. Prevent tipping and improve posture with a wide, sturdy base. Viper chairs are designed for every industry: automotive, detailing, welding, or any other project in your garage, no matter what you love to do. With an artillery of accessories, Viper is here to help you with whatever the job requires. Stop wasting your money buying cheap shop stools and get yourself a Viper chair. Handcrafted right here in America. Shop ViperIndustrial.com to save up to $200 on packages and bundles, plus free shipping on all orders. Shop ViperIndustrial.com. That's BYPER Industrial.com.
24 laps completed Kansas. Here's second on your Coca-Cola Racing family of drivers. Led by Danny Edwards, third, and Dylan Suarez. He's right. Chance has been pretty quiet this weekend. That kind of surprises me. His 2 teammates, Steve should necessarily bounce back from the injury. And why as good as I know he's like. He's fallen off 2 spots since the restart. Well, you heard William Byron, he's extremely well, so watching Kyle Larson try to get up through the pack, and he literally has passed a few cars on the restart, and he's been holding on Harrison Burke back here, lap after lap after lap, cannot go anywhere, Meyer back in traffic. Yeah, it's log jam city, but nobody wants to cut you a break, and it kills the momentum. There we go, we got a little temperature action. It's right there on the seats, on the headrest. And it's actually censored from behind the driver where there might be a little bit of fan cooling, but the fan's just blowing hot air like a dryer. So 1-7 start off right now. That's exactly right. It might be have air moving in there, but it's like a hair dryer blowing right in your face. Quick check in there, but it's getting a little closer up front now. What I was saying about 25, the Goodyear tires and tracks like this in my mind, they just went through a cycle and it changes the balance. And now we're going to see, I'll tell you, the teammates, they'll work together or if they're not going to work together. It's pretty early. George for the lead. Sir, 11 and 2. Houston, look at the tone that's getting off of those 2 cars racing side by side. So you got to go where they're not. Look at that. Bottom lane, middle lane, top lane. Toyota now 6 of the top 7 positions, with only Ross Chastain, Chevy, and Ford separating. Here comes Denny Hamlin, boys. Who was the fastest in practice on a long run? Kurt, he's got that fishing rod out, the 11 car. And who was the other one? The 19er. They're first and second. Well, Reddick's going to kind of yield there, obviously, with the block. Now it's a matter of, all right, now we're getting super off speed. And let me see who's falling off the boost. Grip, tough means these Toyotas, they have the grip, they have the arrow, finish on this racetrack. Now watch the 5 come up on Austin Dillon, who's looking to move down underneath Eric Jones. Back up there. That's that give and take, right? Nobody wants to give, everybody's wanting to take, and then back there, man, it's definitely tougher. It's more like you're at a bar and you can't find a chair. It's like, man, I'm not going to get served here. So hard to explain that, but it is. It's like war back there. I mean, just scratching for every single position, every inch, cannot pass. I mean, literally one of the fastest cars on the racetrack and struggling back there in traffic. I think those cars, way too loose for the traffic scenario. Now, somehow they can get back up front clean air. It's going to be the only way that things handle. Finally, third AJ Allmendinger, moving into the top 20. Look at this, Gibbs. Get down in there. car is right through the middle. I like that. I like the way that the car can maneuver and you're not just stuck running that top route. Chastain is the first Chevrolet in fifth. Michael McDowell is the first Ford in 10th. The early laps are Toyota and Kansas.
The Bush Guy, bold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter a black bear, do not run. It may stimulate the instinct to chase. Instead, make yourself appear bigger. Bigger. And speak firmly in a loud voice. Good boy. Head for the mountains.
We've come a long way in 125 years. From dirt track, single speedway, and every track in between. Never backing down. Pushing boundaries and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way. There's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official power of NASCAR.
This week is your chance to try any Subway footlong for free. Like the Subway service bin. Just buy any footlong in the app and get one free.
Everyone loves free stuff, Chuck. Do we get paid to pull long?
Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to landscaping. I've studied soil down to the microbes. It's that level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
It's not about the cars. Speed. The action. It's not about the party or the long weekend. It's about them. The ones that gave everything. This Memorial Day weekend, we honor the fallen at Raptors Hall for Racing. The 64th running of the Coca-Cola 600. Gordon Ramsay has put 15 food entrepreneurs to the test.
Make sure they're repeating that properly.
He'll put his own money to that investment and change my life with Maldives on well.
Who cares about our profits? We're running businesses.
Who will be my food star? Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars premieres Wednesday, May 24th on Fox. USFL Week 4 action continues next. The Birmingham Stallions try to improve their record to 3-1 while the Pittsburgh Ballers want to even up their season. It all kicks off next on FS1 as William Byron comes to Pit Road Bridget.
Mike, the 24 car with William Byron, one of the first to hit Pit Road. Race car still shoot free. Told the team it's bouncing on the right rear, much like it was last year in this race as well.
That is a difficult combination. The red rear spring might be a little soft, or they got it too low and shocks bottoming out, and the tire can't hold the amount of load that the car's bottoming out. Austin Cindric is going to be his first stop of the day. No, William Byron speeding on pit road. It keeps getting worse. He did that last year. I was like, thank you very much. Yeah, that's getting yourself. Cameron Suarez coming to pit road as service continues on the 2. For Cindric. Kyle Busch is in. Jamie.
Kyle Busch not happy with his race car so far. This new center entry could not find the grip or feel it on the right side from the start of the race. You see the wrench there eliminated just in
Yep, now the cheese man, Kyle Busch. Looking at his new sponsor, Cheddar's.
Green flag stops here at 11:39. Yeah, everybody's bailing out now. Jamie?
Bubba Wallace on pit road. He's been very quiet. He is driving. He's drove 12 positions. He's gained in the start of the race. A 4-tire stop and an air pressure adjustment. Reagan?
Wilson stays right back just a little bit as this one went out. Race car too tight in the center for him, but loose on the top of the corner. Jamie?
Denny Hamlin making his way in as well. Things have been pretty good for Denny. He's been very quiet as he makes his way into his pit box. He got busted speeding multiple times in this race last year, so he has focused on don't make mistakes. A 4-tire stop. And Tyler Reddick, free early. You saw the incident, just 6 laps in. He got into the fire of harness 45.
Harvick, Busher, Chastain have made their stops now. Gregson and Berry are in. So is Austin Miller, Chase Elliott, Justin Haley, and more.
Yeah, this is like the betting window right before the horse race. No pun intended for the Kentucky Derby today. Everybody needs tires because you're halfway through a run. Let's go down to Reed.
Heard things are good right now for Martin Truex Jr. Just a little bit too tight on Nixon with that car to start the race off in the 54 at Ty Gibbs. A strong start to the race for him right now. Still some room to grow in that car, though. It's just too tight for him.
Lane Larson and so is Jones.
Keep an eye on his map. Here it comes, 11. Short pitted him a little bit. Talking about Truex is off of pit road here. Can he capitalize on this? Get that position. I think he does, Kurt. Yeah, this is here it comes off of 2. See this a lot in Formula 1. If you can undercut a guy, goes by him. Oh, that momentum's huge. 11 in the lead. Yeah, I guess the 19, this pit road, let's check his audio. It just wasn't a clean entry to pit road, so to speak. Well, there's that heated debate I was talking about. Radio Banner is warming up a little bit in the 19. We've seen that before. So this leaves Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, and Corey LaJoy as the drivers who have not been, along with Brian Preece, Brad Keselowski, and J.J. Yeley, who are on pit road at lap 7 and can go a bit further here. Bell's coming. Here he comes. Yeah, he's going to toss it down in there. And so what we saw, though, was just a cleaner exchange by Denny Hamlin, and he wasn't speeding. And I can get into pit road stuff later in a little bit about how things are different on a green flag stop versus a yellow flag stop. It's a good point, Kurt. Denny Hamlin's known for pushing the envelope and getting in trouble and having trouble on that pit road. This time he capitalized on that opportunity. Read it.
Well, Christopher Bell just getting too loose as he runs, and as the car gets more laps out of 17, I need more grip as my car to the center off to the corner in particular.
Jones Bilicki and so is Justin Haley. That will leave just Michael McDowell, who is the race leader, and Corey LaJoy in second place. Of cars that have not yet made a single pit stop today. And here's McDowell. He will give up the lead. And lap 44. Pretty clean entry there. But yeah, I was going to say that on a green flag stop and you're leading by 5 seconds, I never wanted to push on pit road.
All right, he's in 13.
Everybody's boxed in together.
I thought Keselowski was my favorite driver, but turned out I saw the sponsorship going around.
So green flag stops are a whole
For they're going to throw back, it's actually Chastain. For now, at least.
Brian Preece makes his stop. That leaves LaJoy, the race leader, with Keselowski and Yaley and Chase Briscoe to complete the rest of the green flag spots. And Briscoe's been in. Bilicki serving his penalty now. Brad stopped at lap 7 on the restart, fell all the way in the back of the pack, and now has just outlasted everybody to take the lead. Well, give Luck a chance to operate here, stay out as long as you can. Might catch that first.
Yeah, that's not what Matt called. He always loved to lead a car out there if we were maintaining the lap times. If you're falling off like William Byron, that's why Byron was one of the first ones to pit. So it looks like Keselowski's not dropping off as quick as what might be expected.
Well, that's the play for sure. What's good in early is the leaders come in, right? So for LaJoy, tremendous time. It's the only car that's not finishing today.
Yeah, that's part of it. Where, like you said, if you're in another lucky spot, then you try to hang out there for a little bit just in case there's a yellow or a wheel comes off or somebody rushes too fast. Truex is just rolling right in my shadow. These 2 horse race.
I like what you said there. All right, where's an opportunity? He's moving down, staying out of that air, but there's also, now we have a lot of traffic. Because of these green flag pit stops and stuff like this, the race is kind of jumbled up. You use these lappers as a big momentum.
Yeah, learned the racer craft and the art form of predicting when other guys are going to go on the racetrack. That's where you try to stay ahead of it. Go to the middle, go hot and go and now you're getting into that 10 laps on tires. This is when you want to try to make that pass. Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex come back on track after 3 quiet pit stops. Right 15 to 48 concluded chances.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race? I like this team. Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
I remember this week, Joy, telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the Buffalo Wings been on.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers motorcycle insurance? Oh, my lips are burning. No, my lips are actually burning.
Geico. Over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you can save at geico.com.
It's too hot. This is too hot, mate.
Here's your biggie bag. All that food for $5. That's my go-to. That's my ride or die. Just like you and me. Bad boys. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
You can always bet on Big. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag.
The Westminster Blue Park Dog Show, sponsored by Korea Roleplay, continues tomorrow and Tuesday at 7 Eastern on FS1.
When we started our business, we were paying like non-business postage. I remember setting up Ship Station. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels and saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping like were cut in half, just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/try and get 2 months free.
I got this robot vacuum for only $40.
DealDash.com, where deals come true. This KitchenAid mixer sold for less than $26. This iPad sold for less than $43. And this brand new Xbox sold for $51.
I got the Samsung tablet for only $83.
I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
The Savannah Bananas played next door here last night. Took Cliff Boyer out to the ball game. Didn't think he was going to make it back for today's race. I'll tell you what. That was Austin Dillon throwing the heat, and the heat was a banana, a gold-painted banana. Could not believe the jump that he did. But just what a great experience. Fun. My gosh, is it fun. It looked like a boomerang. And Austin Dillon played in the Little League World Series. Sure did. Should have known he was going to go out there and throw a heater right down the pipe. So Martin Truex to the lead in traffic here, just like we talked about. He was in position when it counted. Then he got in that dirty air of the lappers. He moved around, got in position to make that pass. Used it as a pit. Oh, we got a wheel loose from the foot team on pit road.
Yo!
The road by itself, that is not good. So that would be the left front.
Chase.
So he stopped.
Chase Briscoe.
Crew going to grab that tire. This was things that were brought up in the safety meeting on will NASCAR throw a yellow, and it looks like the tire is going to make its way behind the wall. And good call. Oh, got all the way down to pit road. He almost got a pit on the racetrack. That would have been a penalty. Backing down pit road saved some people some break for Chase Briscoe, who had pitted at lap 7, and then Like a boomerang, he was done. And off to do it. Played in the Little League World Series. Sure did. He's a baller. Should have known he was going to go out there and throw a heater right down the pipe. So Martin Truex to the lead in traffic here, just like we talked about. He was in position when it counted. Then he got in that dirty area of the lappers. He moved around, got in position, and made that pass. Used him as a pick. Oh, we got a wheel loose from the 14 on pit road. Rolling down the road by itself. That is not a good sign. That would be the left front. Well, so he stopped, and now is another crew going to grab that tire. This was things that were brought up in the safety meeting. Will NASCAR throw a yellow? It looks like the tire's going to make its way behind the wall. And good call. Got all the way down the pit road. He almost got on the racetrack. That would have been a penalty. Backing down pit road saved some people some almost a vacation. Yes. Tough break for Chase Briscoe, who had pitted at lap 7, and then has ridden out a full tank here, but now he will go lap 7. Yeah, was already having trouble. 5th place, Brad Keselowski also pitted at lap 7, and is still on the racetrack. Pitted on an untimely caution, had something going on there, had to pit and make it work with the wheel not being tight. Softly here from the 14 car. Just Brad and J.J. Yeley are on that cycle. Here comes Bubba Wallace, 6th place. Here's Brad.
Well, Mike, just the update, the 6th car of Brad Keselowski, he was extremely tight to start the race, in particular on exit. They pitted, made an adjustment, topped it off with fuel. Not 100% certain, but they may try to stretch this right here.
That's almost what it's starting to look like. So Chase Briscoe will get a pass-through for the uncontrolled tire, a very minor penalty compared to if that happened last year. Yeah, it would be a vacation for several team members. All right, man, how about Brad's strategy now? He's not been on pit road since lap 7.
10th
Yeah, this is
place.
interesting, Mike. So he pitted with 73 laps to go in the stage. Went back racing with 71 laps to go. I'm looking at my fuel predictor, and it factors in pace, throttle time, and all that. And right now this is, we feel like he was full, as Regan reported. Right now, I'm sure where he can go about 20 to 21 more laps on his tank of fuel. And if you look at it right now, there's 22 laps to go in the stage. Okay. Now, Christopher Bell, a lap ago, whips past Brad Keselowski. And Bell is an interesting story here. He is the now 7th place car. He was in 5th prior to the green flag pit cycle. But because he came in 4 laps later than the leaders, they got out on fresh tires 4 laps sooner. And that is why Christopher Bell is now 15 seconds behind. And that's also why you heard frustration out of Truex. Why did you keep me out a little bit longer? Frustrating, lost that lead. But you cannot be the last one on pit road. You will lose. Wasn't that the same frustration he had last week early in the race? Why did you put me later? And James Small said, we have a plan. Exactly. And they ended up in victory lane. You gotta like it when a plan comes together, but I'm back on Keselowski and Matt McCall and the wizardry on what they're trying to do. If this pulls off, they'll have an extra set of tires. You know, if the yellow comes out at the stage break here at 20 and he makes it on fuel, they will have an extra set of tires to use and maneuver later in the race. So it's like an extra $100 bill in your pocket. Well, right now it's still paying off. If he can remain up there and keep this track position, he bettered himself probably 20-something spots inside the top 10 here. He was down and out almost last. Still a long 19 to go. This looks slide around on those banana peels. You say wizardry, that old one's getting a little bit short. Let's see how it plays out. 61 laps complete. Martin Truex leading. Let's take a look at today's right combination, sponsored by Subway. Well, Mike, this may be hard to believe, but it has to do with Toyota and Kansas Speedway. They have 10 wins at this speedway, including 5 of the last 7. 1 year ago, Kurt Busch driving the 45 Toyota won the race. Toyotas had 4 in the top 5, all 6 in the top 10, and led a combined 171 of 267 laps. In the fall, Bubba won the race driving the 45, and Toyotas had 4 in the top 5, and led a combined 94 of 267 laps. All this could be the Subway right combination for the Toyota camp to get their 11th win in Kansas and their 4th win of 2023. First Chevrolet in the race is Suarez in 5th. The first Ford is Blaney in 8th. The Toyotas 1 through 4 will 6 and 7 right now. You know how I knew they were fast here? Because you're talking to me. No, all the brass showed up. I saw all the Toyota brass, all the manufacturer brass showed up here. Want that picture of Victory Lane. They like what their odds are. Okay, I can see your strategy there. I might have saw some Ford down there earlier. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of GM peeps, but I see what you're up to there, boy. Harrison Burton got to the wall here. Let him go. Yeah, a little straight. Not too bad. Good safety. It's a great save, yeah. And Kyle Larson is working on the top 10. Here he is against Kevin Harvick. Left car Josh Bilicki there. Makes a little room. Excuse me. Yeah, like gotcha. That worked perfect, Kurt. That did. I thought he was going to climb all the way to the 8. I did too. And go 3 wide on Harvick, but that's a respect move for Larson to pass Harvick that way while they're working through the lap car. I think Harvick and Bilicki both gave him a lot of respect. Motion up to 11th. He restarted. Last 36. As I say, man on a mission. Here we go again. It's again just choosing a lane that somebody's not in and working with your car's setup. And I think the key to this racetrack is just the stick and the way that the car will work on entry. Cars that are complaining and are dropping off pace don't have that corner entry speed. You nailed it. I think that key is whatever setup you figured out last year. They're still using it today and it's still working. Hey, my car was figured.
14 laps to go in stage 1 in Kansas. Truex, Hamlin, Reddick, Gibbs in command.
Oh my God, look at that. Yes, finally. No commercials. You can enjoy the race extendedly. I think this is streaming or something. This must be a streaming service or something. But yes, finally, no commercials. You can enjoy the race. I might stick to this if I can find something like it. I don't know.
For the lead, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex. They are 10 seconds ahead of the field. Now here comes Brad Keselowski, who just stopped for fresh tires. He should blast right through here.
Man, I was so excited to see if they were going to stretch it to the end, but they were losing so much lap time. They had to just come in, put on tires, and try to stay only 1 lap down. Right?
I was going to say, you nailed it right there, Kurt. Very important to get by these leaders right here. You get trapped 2 laps down, big trouble.
Day's over.
And while we were in break, Willie B got into the wall and has come back to pit road for repairs. Heads back out.
This keeps getting worse.
Here's what happened.
Loose.
Right in front of him was Suarez.
He got involved, but again, it's safety.
Yeah, he's getting good at that. But hey, right rear ball, thanks ball. He has apparently caught whatever Joey Logano had last week. The yips? No, the in the wall. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be one of those days.
It happens that way sometimes. So you got a full sitting car and you feel overconfident, and you ended up just too free of balance, and now you got to deal with it for 400 miles. You know, you hear him talking about bouncing on that right rear. I'm thinking that car's too low and it's riding on that shock. Just keep sitting that suspension to solid, and it'll come out from underneath that in a hurry.
15th here. Here is Logano having much better day than last week. Racing Josh Berry as Alex Bowman continues to heal up from a broken vertebra.
He will replace Kevin Harvick next season.
Steady Eddie, doing exactly what he needs to do to fill in.
Josh Berry.
Steady Eddie.
Jamie?
It has been a difficult weekend for the 22 of Joey Logano. That debacle last week. It was one problem after another. Another 31st place finish for the 22. Yesterday they unloaded first practice run. They got it right back there. Wanted to make changes. Threw a bunch of changes at it. Caution came out. He never got to go back out on the track. So the team did not know what they had today. Joey saying that just will not turn. Qualified 6th, and now he's falling back to 15th.
Kevin Harvick, 13th. Battling Chase Elliott.
That's the flip side of that conversation, Larry. You know, you said that we heard Denny Hamlin's crew chief there talking about just the weekend's perfect, right? Everything was set up accordingly. Didn't have to turn a bolt, ledge bolt, nothing. Everything was exactly according to plan. And what the sim gave us for this weekend. That 22 car sim's definitely got some sort of virus going on. Not spitting out the right information.
No, I like it when you find that zone. When you're in the zone, crew chief, engineer, driver, that's when things just start to slow down and you're able to digest it. But Chase has actually gained 11 spots since the last caution. Larson is obviously digging out a huge hole that happened early on. And the car's moving forward.
You're reading an update on Larson, who spawns way up to 10th place.
I'm going to watch the end of the stage, and I'm going to see if I can get. I'm going to get the green light.
Doing what you need to do, not making
Well,
mistakes. Had a green flag pit stop, capitalized on that. The race being spread out like this.
yeah, you'll know what I mean.
Restart, he couldn't make any rate at all. 2, 3 wide in front of him, a lot of dirty air. The race is spread out, and he can methodically pass it one by one.
Here are the standings coming into the race. We'll award stage points here at 2 more rounds for stage 1.
Stage points so important to these teams. Heard Bubba Wallace tell us how important that is, how desperate they're needing stage points to get back in this points game. And on the flip side of that, the playoff picture, once you get into the playoffs, get in through the stages, that's that padding that you need.
Now, this is Denny Hamlin about to come back around for that stage win, and those are the big points, the big ones that roll with him. Brad's just trying to hang on that lead lap.
Well, 1 down. He wants 2 down. He's just trying to manage the tail end of 1 down and trying to stay in front of Denny, and he will. Denny Hamlin gets the stage win in Kansas. His 4th here, and his 2nd stage win of the season.
Larry,
Denny Hamlin, stage 1 winner from Martin Truex, Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, and Daniel Suarez.
now.
Stage one is in the books. Time for our incredible bank ones to watch. What do you guess? No, who you got your eye on? You know what I'm going to say. Anybody with a Toyota, I mean, they are dominant, absolutely dominant today.
Yeah, so far I'm liking Kyle Larson's rebound, so that's who I'm watching. The way he stays calm, he's like Zen mode running through the field.
Ty Gibbs, you know, he's running third right now, and if he can run with these veterans at 23-11 at Joe Gibbs Racing, wow, he's having a pretty good day. Absolutely. All right.
Yeah, Mike, I've got my eye on the only driver that seems like he can run there in the front that doesn't have a Toyota inside that race car, and that's Daniel Suarez in that 99 car. He finished in the top 5 there. We saw him practice yesterday. If you look at drafting races, he only has 2 top 20 finishes, so it's actually good to see him run that thing. Yeah, I'm going to go with Chase Young. We haven't heard a lot from Chase today. 2018 winner. Started back in 21st today. Has worked his way up to 13th. He's definitely somebody we're going to have to watch this next stage. Back to you, Mike.
Jerry, back here. That was your first one day. Ones to watch. You know, obviously, I was talking about the Toyotas and their fast and speed. The ones to actually watch is this pit road. Whoever can beat each other. Look at those 2 cars right there, Mark Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin. Whoever's team can put that car up in front of the other one when time's right, that could be a combination. Probably will.
Yeah, this is just the second stop of the day. There's still so much more work that they have to get through, but again, it's minimizing mistakes. And here we have a yellow flag pit stop where you can lose a lot more if you're not on your lights or if the pit crew stumbles just a little bit.
Austin Cindric will get the free pass here at the end of stage 1. Here come the lead lap cars to pit road. Jamie.
45 Tyler Reddick with 23 laps already today. Felt okay taking off. Built free. It's almost as loose as it did in the first run, so they want to go more on those adjustments from the first round. The stops 4 tires there. 11 of Denny Hamlin felt okay. A little bit free, so let's try an adjustment here. A little wrench adjustment for maybe the 4 tires on treatment.
The 19 Mark Truex Jr. was good initially after the green flag stop, but it went bad loose into turn 1. Weird grip everywhere in the 54 time gauge. Like the adjustments, but he made that run, but he doesn't have any regret right now.
And here's your race off pit road, sponsored by Ram, with the first three cars. Holding position, Daniel Suarez picks up one.
Man, I was thinking in that circle, that one. Yeah, that's 5 for the 45.
Saw that one. Try to make up what you lose on pit road, Kurt.
Just got to roll his sleeves up and get after it.
Mark Rita, an original employee of Fox Sports, passed from cancer Friday. He
He started as a graphic operator on Fox NFL, Arizona Diamondbacks baseball, winning the World Series spring, and was on the faculty at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State. The ultimate team player, in his 40-plus year career, Mark worked with many on the Fox NASCAR team. Mark Rita was 65. Welcome back to the Advent Health 400 for Kansas on FS1 with the Standell Stage 1. The Standell sang about dirty water. Larry's been saying about dirty air in his Toyota Corolla.
You know, one thing you'll hear today at Kansas Speedway is a driver talking about being in dirty air at this fast mile and a half racetrack. So let's go to our Toyota Cutaway car inside the Toyota Tech Center, and let's kind of show you what he means about being in dirty air. Now, this is a car that's out front in clean air. It has downforce on the front, downforce on the rear. But if there's a car that's behind this car or back in traffic, it's in the wake of that lead car. It's going to start to feel effective at 15 to 20 car lengths back. The closer it gets to that lead car, it starts to take more and more downforce off the front of that car. When it gets real close to it, it has completely changed the handling characteristics, and that's why today, Mike, you'll see drivers moving around, yes, looking for grip and speed, but the big thing they're looking for is to get out of that dirty air.
Thanks, Larry. Harrison Burton makes a late stop to top off as we get ready to resume here. Tyler Reddick's team had trouble with the jack. That's why he came out of the pits back in 9th place. Let's get an update on the 99 from Josh.
Yeah, strong run so far for Daniel Suarez in that 99 car. He told him he was doing a great job of running the bottom. Now, his only complaint was that the car was just a little bit free everywhere. Where they told him, we're going to make a wedge adjustment in that last caution. He said, hey, let's not go too far with this. I like being a little free, so I can run the top pass.
Harrison Burton's stop was to retighten the right front lug nut. And Kyle Busch had a problem on his stop. He had to back up into his stop so they could tighten a lug nut, and then he got mad for speeding on the exit. There's some Kyle Larson audio. He's in 8th place. All good.
Nothing phases that kid. Every single time something happens, he just doesn't phase it. Never leaves the school.
No problem, no drama. Just put me back on the way.
All right, we're going to listen in on the 99 spotter, Frank Kimmel the third, as they come to the Geico restart zone.
See you all better. There's big push down back here. You know what this is. You got this down there.
Did not push it. Into the inside, took the position. Oh. They had to check out. Oh, he's in trouble still. Ooh, Suarez almost got turned around.
I mean, it all started with Blaney on the bottom, and he had to check up big. It was like a chain of events all the way up to the top.
He moved up, trying to make a block on that car on the outside. It was a dark car. I couldn't tell which one it was, but almost turned him around.
That cost Suarez 8 positions as the battle for the lead is back on.
So this is important. Watching those two cars, there's without a doubt that Martin Truex Jr. 19 car has the short run speed. They make an adjustment there that he can match the long run speed to the 11. That doesn't surprise me there. Saw the same thing last room.
Well, what this is right now, it's an arm wrestle right now. But who's going to take the lead and get the clean air, the most clean air early in a run? And Truex wanted it big time.
Third place, 3 wide. And Chastain pops up in front of Ty Gibbs to take that spot. 3 wide behind them. Here comes Chase Elliott, bottom of the racetrack, bottom to top.
Chase Elliott, clear, buddy. Now he's going to try to roll the momentum up top side, and he won't clear Bubba Wallace down the back straightaway. That was a bold move.
Did you see Bubba Wallace move up and take the air off the nose of Larson? Just what Larry was talking about in that cutaway car. Took the air off of it. He shot to the outside, had to lift out of the gas very tight.
Pretty wild, these guys. I mean, there's so many different battles to choose from, and here these guys have been stuck side by side. Are you going to have to give and take, keep going, get single file?
But coming off 4, Reddick turned down underneath Ty Gibbs, completed the pass, and now closes off the high lane.
And Bubba was able to make a move back and take that spot back away from Chase Elliott.
That's Josh Berry moving up on Daniel Suarez.
Not a good restart at all for Suarez. Not admired back in traffic, lost all the clean air that he gained. Trying to start over.
Yeah, his car might be fine, but he got blitzed by Blaney on the inside. And as soon as your momentum is taken away, you get caught in a spot you don't want to be in. It's like you're just on one foot, and everybody else has got 2 to run by you.
I was saying, you heard that. You heard it in his spotter. His spotter told him, coming to you, here comes the help. Did not tell him that he was going to the inside to make the pass. I know probably he saw that in his mirror and elected not to go down and make a block, but that block, or the lack thereof, is what put him back there in the traffic.
We've got a 23-11 Big Mac. Sorry, I mean, I was looking at all of this. I'm like, boys, these were all teammates with each other at 23-11 in a certain capacity. It's like, God, everybody just settle here.
Well, Bubba Wallace just about shaved the nose off the Ty Gibbs car. Coming up in front from there.
So there's the short run speed. We just talked about it. Now Denny's drove back to him. The problem might get to the inside of it.
They'll side draft him all the way down the front.
The last time it took lappers, using a lapper to make the pass.
Truex back on his door. It's going to be a matter of will Denny slide up in front of him and take away the momentum.
I don't think he's going to get it done yet. Hanging on the outside, Truex, here he comes back. Off the 2.
These Toyota guys know that they've got a one-up. And it's a matter of who's going to be in position the longest time.
It takes me exactly back to what I just said. The 11 with Denny Hamlin, he's going to need some help. And there's no lap traffic. Obviously, right off of the restart, lap traffic is nowhere in sight. It's going to need that pick. Might have to just ride here, Kurt.
Yeah, I'll tell you, 45, but Reddick must have slipped up because he's getting swallowed up by a bunch of cars right now. He was just battling for third. And it just continues to slide a little further back. But, I mean, these guys, again, we talked about Hendrick. We talked about with the Toyotas, with 2311 and JGR, and that's who we're seeing. Cream is at the top.
Notice right in front of the 5 on the went by. He's been in the back of somebody. The letter was rubbed off of his right front tire. Wallace on Chastain for third place. It's off the right rear, too. You can tell Newsman and Walker. That's absolutely right. Hey, we just saw Chastain. Let's send the what? All right. Hang on. Baby steps. Too soon. He's got a long way to go. Lady in 7th, Christopher Bell, drops ball in turn 3. Single file in front of them. Lady is the first 4 in 7th, with Harvick in 12th. Here comes that battle for the lead again. Denny's a faster car on this long run. But somehow, some way, it's going to have to make this ball work. Maybe a slide top curve. This is that opportunity, that right there, that percentage chance of sliding up now. Do it. Just take it. There it is. Yep. You were feeling it too, Boyer. I mean, you're this many laps into the run. It's about time to start taking that move. And if you wait too long, you get stalled out back there behind that leader, and you start wearing your stuff out. And that link that Larry talked about, you really lean on the right front. You can get that car tight, get yourself in trouble, and all of a sudden that advantage goes away. It's a little cat and mouse already. This is there he comes back. Yeah, on the bottom. I'm liking this. He didn't get off of 2 very good at all. These guys, is there a point at which this becomes aggravating? Well, one or the other of these two? The point of racing a teammate is to show the respect and to have that, back and forth. And right now, one guy's car might be better for this run. This guy's car might be better for that portion of the run. But you got to get it sorted out. There's just a third place car. Bubba Wallace is catching it. That's why you do. Jimmy, you got something on Lane?
Yeah, Ryan Blaney, the best running Penske driver right now. We're talking to his crew chief, Jonathan Hassler. He told me that the nose changes and aero changes that they made in the off-season really hurt Team Penske on a 1.5-mile track. They've been really trying to figure out something to move the needle, and they found it a little bit in practice for Blaney, but right now he's just saying he is so tight, screaming on the radio after the restarts. Just terrible, he says.
He is the first of the 4s with Harvick right behind him and Elmer Lumber. 100 laps complete in Kansas. Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex just trading the lead back and forth at will. the big week in Kansas City, puts them down Thursday night. The trucks Saturday night, Thursday, Western Auto Science here in Glenwood, IDW. And Savannah Bananas, of course, last night. And here at the Speedway, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex. Wow. So in Quick Super 6 contest, here we are in stage 2, the end of the race. Which of these drivers will be ahead and by how many positions? Right now, that number is 2. Truex in second, Chastain in fourth. We know the odds are on that question there, but Kansas Speedway, for whatever reason, always has some sort of caution comes out and just flips this race for all sorts of frenzy. And if that happens, you never know who's going to win this race. So Denny Hamlin has 29 laps in turn 2. Car in the wall. Cindric, Austin Cindric. He had gotten the free pass back when he had a lap down at the end of the stage and got the free pass. And now he brings out the second caution for cause of the day at lap 101. I think he had a flat. He was running 19. Got into the wall very early, rode it all the way around. That right front's down, Kurt. Yeah, that's been the trouble spot. It's turn 1 entry. Cars will load up. And yeah, he had a flat before he got there. Yep. That's right down 30 right into the face. It's a weird spot. That tire go down. Yeah, but you want it there. You don't want that thing to blow out in the middle of the corner. It broke the wheel. It's a little different there. Or it just hit it that hard. I think the wheel come off. I think the nut was off of it. Well, no. The wheel came off. We've seen this. Yeah, the wheel fell off. There's no nut on it. That's what happened. The wheel, it actually runs around on the ball joint or something there, and it just cuts that alloy wheel back in half, just like one of those Haas tool covers on the lathe. It just goes right through the wheel. And nut was off of it, the wheel falls off, and it still holds on somehow, and it'll ride around in that rim and cut that thing right in half. So let's talk about the note on the bottom of the A-arm. And that wheel wobbles, and just sit there to Mike's point, you cut it just like you put it on. Let's talk about the benefits here. Brad Keselowski on the staging the caution took the wave around, and this caution is with Keselowski solidly down on the leeway. I like it. I think I saw blood right behind that truck on the ground. You were hot with that truck. I saw something shiny. Hey, you think it's hot out there? Boys are drinking some water today. That was that sunlight this racetrack. Big Pit Road. It's going to be good.
Just a little bit tighter. Other times a little bit more that last adjustment. And if we use
Your team told them, we see what it's doing in the data. We will tighten your car on something for this next run. And the one car on Ross Chastain has been loose all day. This run, though, it was better. It stayed tight the whole run, and he liked the consistency of the car.
Race off pit road. Chase it up, Randy back it up in the background right there, guys. Had trouble. I don't think they got the lead nut on or something. Costly air just got into this closest to the wheel. I think the lead nut wasn't on. Yeah, it dropped all the way to that. These boys that stay tough up there.
Oh, that race.
Well, they're battling just as hard in the infield as they are on the racetrack here in Kansas. Love it.
Are they like rock'em sock'em robots or something?
Saturday, Fox showcases some of MLB's biggest stars. Manny Machado leads the Pirates against Mookie Betts and the Dodgers. Orioles see the defending World Series champion Astros and Tim Anderson and the White Sox. Saturday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox. Chase Elliott had a problem with the left rear wheel. Alan Gustafson talking with his crew. Elliott will restart 19. Denny Hamlin will restart 6. He broke back, and Hamlin told his team the spots lost on pit road were on him, not the crew. So it's going to be Wallace and Chastain up front. Truex and Gibbs, Larson, Hamlin, Almirola, and Barry Blaney and Harvick, the top 10. The Toyota Camry TRD leads the field here for the restart. And William Byron took the weight around as Brad Keselowski did earlier. He is now one of about 9 cars, 1 lap down. Austin Cindric is going to be held for 2 laps for losing the wheel out on the racetrack and then before the city.
That was a lot. Got ourselves one restart. Wow, what a jump by Chastain.
Sure is, with a lot of help on the outside. Truex pushes on the walls. Might see that combination go right to the front here.
Yes, we saw that.
Chastain had a great jump, but it was too good.
I don't know what they did that by my back.
3 wide.
NASCAR says the restart is under review.
Interesting. Here we go, though. 3, 4 wide cars everywhere down there. This is awesome. Love this place. Guys everywhere. It's just so neat to watch the way that some people use the momentum. Right? Some guys will stick it up the bottom. Then there's the top side. That's what Gibbs is making up a ton of time in these first few laps on the restart. Boom. Buried the bottom there, and whoa, Gibbs back up.
Almost got into lay down the outside. But when it did hit the wall, you wouldn't want to put your hand in this man.
That could fight hard for 10th place. So close, all these guys. And then you catch the draft on the straightaway, and then you want to stand out into the corner where you grab that clean air. How about Bubba? Liking that clean air. Bubba's feeling the groove. You got Truex making a pass for second.
And Chastain just cannot hold those guys off.
Here comes Hamlin. And looking to show us.
Larson is back. Remember me, boys?
Yeah, I'm back. And that's our friends right there, Chastain and Hamlin. They're like oil and water. They love to battle each other. Now Larson's going to push Chastain. We're going to see if Denny tosses it down in there to try to clear them both.
Surprised Chastain went to the bottom. Gave the 5. The outside, here comes the run to 5 to the bottom of Chastain.
NASCAR has reviewed the restart, said it was a clean restart, no penalties.
Larson's going to be moving on up. Watch this. Dirty air. Here, chew on this. That car is rolling right now. That 5 car is entered stage 1 here. They're right back in up on the main stage.
Yeah. I think he's the only car, this is obvious analogy here, but he is the only car that can run with that 19 and 11. I like to see that motor also. You put him in the front, that car answered the call, like that clean air. But I don't think he's going to be able to hold through that top long.
Because he's not going to be in front for long. Truex to the bottom.
We'll see how hard he races him.
Here comes Truex to the bottom, and then Denny Hamlin right behind him, door to door Chastain.
There's times where you want to let a guy go as quick as you can. Just get back in line and get your groove and run your lap time. So I think he'll let him go here coming off turn 2. And then push him down the back straightaway with a draft.
Chastain coming back on the Hamlin.
Last thing you want to do is be door to door, allow that, punch that huge hole in here for the 5 car Larson to capitalize on that pass and both.
Yeah, I think we just went low just to try to get that clean air, and now just draft again and just try to get away, just separate yourself.
Well, unfortunately, by doing that, he is pulling Kyle Larson right to them.
Exactly right. He's fast though. That 5 car's fast. Nobody going to give the spot.
Doesn't like the bottom though. See how he got to the bottom, got tight, missed the bottom, couldn't get to the throttle. Bubba gets the advantage on the outside, the momentum. It's going to be hard to pass Bubba.
Reddick makes the pass for 7th, and Kyle Busch, there was a smart rebound from a speeding penalty back at lap 80 for Kyle Busch. Now, about that penalty, Kurt. They had a problem in the pits, and you said that penalty might have been self-inflicted on purpose.
As far as him speeding on pit road exit, they already had a loose wheel, so they already had the penalty. They already had a penalty, so Kyle Busch from the 8 was going to start in the back. And so Kyle then pushed his lights a little extra just to make sure they would double check with NASCAR if they're going to get a speeding penalty. That is how close it is on pit road. If you're going to get a penalty, starting back, just go double check your lights again.
Yeah, it's a free trial, right? Free pass. Yeah, they're going to start in the back anyway, so why not?
It's pretty heads-up racing, really. Take advantage of a bad situation, go see, make sure, you know, you might, if there were 2 lights and you can run 3, Brooks said we can, and you get away with it, you got that car to play later.
Yes, that's one rebound. Has had their issues that are now starting to bring themselves back up into the top 5. But again, Truex continues to roll deep.
Well, there's the 14th place, blinking up on the high side. Eric Jones. Harrison Burton now was announced earlier this week that Eric Jones and Noah Gragson, that Legacy Motor Club team, will switch to Toyota next year. They are a Chevy team this year, and they made that announcement. That Toyota will become an 8-car manufacturer in the Cup Series next year, up from 6 this season.
Yeah, I like that. He's looking at little kids. Yeah, it's a smart business move all the way around. Speedway racing and just more opportunities for cars in the playoffs, more opportunities for a championship run.
That silver car is Chris Buescher. He has cracked the top 15. And Daniel Suarez ran up in the top 5, and that was the only Chevy in the top 8 for quite a while. And then, after a difficult restart, he's back sleeping with 16th place here.
All right, 5th place.
Asking if the nose was cracked or if it was something else. It doesn't have the speed that he felt like he had earlier. It's the problem aerodynamically with it.
I'd say somebody slid up and he ran to the back of it pretty hard, showing him the displeasure and was afraid he cracked the nose.
Exactly, yeah. It could have happened on the restart where they were grabbing gears, or somebody might have chop blocked them and then just, hit from behind and might have a damaged nose.
Chase Elliott on the move, restarted 20th, now up to 11th. Chasing the top 10 with Martin Truex, leads Bubba Wallace by a little less than a second. Kyle Larson and Alan Ross Chastain at the top 5.
so fast. Racing obviously is dangerous. Day, more reliable than a baseball driver.
It's a new 5-part documentary series, Dirt, the Last Great American Sport, following legendary competitors batting wheel-to-wheel across America. It's Tuesday, May 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Here at Kansas on pavement. Third place heating up here behind Martin Truex and Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace and Denny Hamlin. Now, a few.
See how the months go by? I don't know, not so easy. This is that transition point of the tires when some guys have that short run versus long run, and I don't think Bubba's got what he needs right now to be able to hold off Denny. And so it's just a matter of you just go, and we'll try to hold these two spots further away from the fifth place car. That's got to stay spot on, Kurt, and by far that 11 car's had the best long run speed all weekend long. Yesterday in practice and into today.
The environment and stuff, and then go Todd Gilliland was just in for 4 tires.
And see, that's right there. Boom. That's a perfect, let the boss go by, let's just get single file and go. But we've got a replay. We got a replay of my little brother in the 8 and the 45, and then you have the 48 underneath where it's 3 wide, but it was earlier in the run, and nobody's going to give as much as 2 teammates would. So let's forward that footage of the Kyle replay. Most of the audio, I think we got it back. What do you mean? You want clear?
Let's show you what happened here.
Kyle's in the middle. What do you think, Blair? Should the 45 give up this spot? Well, he didn't. Yeah, very tight off the front. He ran out of real estate up there. Just barely got into him, but he's right, boy. That could have turned his right head on into the wall and ended his day. Yeah, he was stuck in the middle there. Just needs it. Sure. Yeah, I'll survive through it, though.
They're battling for 6th place. Bush now in 8th. Barry back in 10th. Reddick up to 6th.
This is where you, as a driver, you just lock in now. Now you're really focused on your tire wear and feeling that left front tire versus the right front tire. You know, is the rear sliding around a bit too much? But this is where we settle in. Find your rhythm.
I think America's ready to lock in the volume now.
I like that.
Let's crank it up.
Oh, no.
Eric on the wall. Caution is out.
Off the 2, down the back stretch.
139. He was running 13th.
Okay.
Running 13th. It was kind of like a Willie Byron. He got loose off 2. Yeah, just had a solid day going. Let's find his replay here, see what happened. That last teammate's good. He always left coming in, just chiseling away. Wow. These cars, I'll tell you, that was fast. That line of when you're in yaw versus when she snaps around is so tight now. Yeah, you just can't trust it. Can't get away with letting that thing hang out, running this thing. You can be free, you just can't be loose. needs to take a page out of William Myron's book. You got to put the record on the wall to save the car. Got the right front cover of the car. You see it flopping. Be careful. Don't make it worse here.
But now, since he did touch the wall, the car came around much quicker.
So Harrison Burton should be the free pass car. This officially the fourth call from the day.
Larry, 26 to go, needs some track position. Can we gamble here? I don't know, Clint. That would be a big gamble right there because we run basically 24, 25 laps on these tires. I'm not sure I see it. Never say never, though.
Man.
18, 16 to 18, somewhere around in there. Need some track position. 26 to go. Can I put 2 tires on, get it? Better myself?
I like what you're thinking. To be able to try to challenge and grab a few stage points. They have just stuck back there 15th on that.
But I think we're going to see most of the time to try. Now, if you're going to try, this would be the time to try. You wouldn't take near as much of a price as later on in the race.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a golden opportunity, but I think it's almost too golden. I think you're going to see several of them. Maybe it's a trial here. I would. Why wouldn't you? You got to change your day somehow. If we've been stuck on back in 12 to 18 wins, can't get anywhere, give us some track position. Let's see what this baby does.
So NASCAR is now updated, and they're saying that at the time of propulsion, Almirola had just gone 1 lap down with that spin. He would have been the free pass car, but because it's the caution, there will be no free pass. Jamie.
Well, the Wall's trying to get win number 2 here at Kansas. When he was out front leading, he said the car was tight. But of course, when he got back in traffic, a little bit loose. Wants to be tightened up. They're going to do that with a little bit of air pressure and 4 tires. And his boss man, David Hamlin, now he's a little bit too tight and asking for him to tighten him up with some adjustments. Wants to go back just a little bit to help him on the short run. 4 tires here for the 11.
Truex Jr. still getting 2 loose on exit. Can't get the gas pedal down like he would like to as well. It lasted longer than for him in the 5 of Kyle Larson. Can't get the nose to work in turns 1 and 2.
11 and 19, side by side. Look at Larson in the road behind Larson. Wow. Thanks, boys. Needed that one. Oh, what happened to Ty Gibbs?
He might have a loose wheel. Loose wheel is going to back up. Caught it.
Ty Gibbs.
That racetrack saved the penalty, but the
What?
penalty damage is done.
A lot of activity there. This fourth caution today, Eric Almirola spin. And we got a star-studded cast of guest analysts. In stage one, Richard and Kyle Petty will join Flip and to call stage one, and you'll flip over this news. Stage two. How about it? Finally, Carl Edwards. And finally, returns to
Really?
stage three.
You know, I love Bill Elliott last year. That was such a neat experience for me. Didn't really know Bill very well. Very cool hang, and just his knowledge of the sport. You know, just because he's been gone doesn't mean that he hasn't been on this Cup Series. He has followed along with that son every step of the way. Here almost every weekend.
Can't believe it. Carl Edwards is going to take part analyzing the Goodyear 400.
Let me clean up this free pass situation. Corey LaJoy would have been the free pass because Almirola was 3 cars ahead of him, 1 lap down. But LaJoy was entering pit road at the time of the caution, and since he stopped to service his car,
And I'm hoping that at least one driver, we might see a Carl Edwards throwback on one of them, on one of those cars. It never happened, and I believe it should.
Kyle Larson drove 10 leaders today, 22 lead changes in a very competitive Kansas race. 30 cars on the lead lap with all the wave arounds, and look at Kyle Larson, who just had the second best pit stop of the entire day.
Well, he started on top of the mountain and very quickly went clear to the bottom. Worked his way back up, back to the top, baby. Let's see what he can do with this. I think he's the only one that can keep up with that short run speed of this Mark Truex Jr. on his outside. Here we go.
Yeah, with Larson back, this is like an Eminem song. It's like a zoom back.
Back push on that outside though.
Let's see how he goes.
Pushing his teammate.
They're going to be wide open, both of them. Side draft him all the way down the back.
4 wide right in your screen. My gosh.
That Larson timed the side draft really well, drives it down in there, and will the 19 stay on his right rear? Absolutely.
Got him a little bit loose, had to check up on the gas.
19 had to check up.
Still 4 wide behind them.
Has he got him cleared? He's got him cleared. 19 had to check up on turn 4.
Look at Kyle Busch coming back into that. He had to lift up too. Got tight.
That's that big thing. Now you got Bubba down to the bottom, trying to clear it. Throw it on in there.
Up first, Chastain.
I like it.
With Elliott coming on the bottom.
Man,
Kyle Busch up top.
Oh, no, good goddamn. Down off the floor. So close.
I mean, I am getting this excited for Throwback Weekend at Darlington.
And it's going to be a battle all the way down the back. Chastain's going to side draft Kyle all the way down to the ground. I think he'll try to chop down here on Kyle. And he did not. Now they're separate right.
And he had to lift a little bit at the wall. Gave Chase an opportunity. He's going to pass the boat right here. 2 for 1.
Sure did.
That's 5th place.
Thank you very much, boys.
That's like a double down for the blackjack.
I mean, Carl Edwards as one of the guest analysts.
Chevy's coming from all of a sudden.
Big block. Truex moved down, blocked his teammate. Denny Hamlin not going to make him happy. Had to check out of the gas, and here comes Wallace for a pass.
So he wants to cash in on it, or is he going to settle?
Chevrolet now with 4 of the top 7 spots. Toyota has 3. Ford's 8s and
If only Swiper is a goddess here right now.
Really drive this car deep into the turn 3.
But he's going to pay the price here. He's going to be stuck behind these 2. Now it's a matter of which lane do you go? In all of them.
Yeah. Here comes the slide drive. He's going to go up and slide go all out. Sure did.
Yeah, it's corner entry speed, right?
Truex was able to get around the outside and slip just right around Denny.
And this is times where...
Yo, the 43.
Off turn 2, a spinner in it is Eric Jones. And Young Barry again.
All those way around cars just are handed back on the lead lap.
Look at the 1 in the 8 battle. I don't think Kyle Busch liked that. That's one you won't see that Chastain messing with. He'll like that. Josh Berry, I think this all started up here with the 48. Eric Jones was a part of that off for two, but the 48 was spun with the left rear. You see both of them down. Falling up the racetrack a little bit more in three. Let's see what happens here.
So onboard tight ends looking ahead.
Barry come up and got in there. He's been pushing it pretty hard. I talked about it off the floor. He squeezed the 20 car, Christopher Bell, pretty hard off the floor. Just got up too high. There's the one I was talking about.
It's like a replay of earlier.
Well,
These guys on corner exit.
Finally got him. Finally did it.
This was all part of a race for 12th place.
Here comes the other one. It's time to lift. He got aboard. That thing's shooting up the racetrack. Time to lift, and that one caught him. Unfortunately, he's been doing a great job. Was right there in the top 10, back out from the top 10, doing exactly what he needed to do. Got a little bit greedy there, Kurt.
Yeah, when you put two yellow back bumpers together, it's tough. They haven't been in those situations all that often.
You know, Eric was a totally different Brett, Eric Jones.
Oh, was that that speed? We'll find out.
Things heating up in Kansas as if it couldn't get any hotter. Saturday, the NASCAR Xfinity Series is on Fox as the future stars of NASCAR take on the track Too Tough to Tame. Saturday, 1:30 Eastern on Fox and on the Fox Sports app. 117 laps to go in Kansas. Here's your Xfinity fastest lap. Among the lead lap cars, Ross Chastain, 174.77. Back at lap 2.
It surprises me, Kurt. I thought that would be Martin Truex Jr. all over it at the top of that list.
Yeah, you thought for sure. Lap 2, though, he might have just was a clean air, catching the draft of the leaders side by side. Sometimes that fast lap sneaks up on you because of the draft.
So a lot of cars, the cars that are pitting are cars that took the wave around on the prior caution. The free pass goes to William Byron, who spent 53 laps, 2 laps down, and Byron is now back on the lead lap after a wave around and now this free pass. Kyle Busch discussing his relationship with Ross Chastain. This guy again.
He wrecks everybody every week.
Like I said, that's one that'll bite back. He won't mess with him. Watch.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the screen and it's on. Side draft city, and Kyle is not digging it. I mean, that's 175, almost 180 going down into turn 3, and they're trying to settle it out. Yeah, Chastain just has a run off too, but then watch, he comes left a little bit, right there. Kyle did not like that, not one bit.
How about that? A downshift. Hit that downshift in the middle of 3 and 4. That's something that I didn't expect with the speeds that we see on this mile-and-a-half track.
Yeah, but the momentum loss there. That was just the way it recovered quickly.
She's coming up here. Do those two have a beef back from when the one blocked helping you win in Atlanta?
What?
Yeah, choose tone time.
Over there, just like hammering the keyboard.
He
Like
is
it's out.
digging.
Russell's digging over
Russell likes to start stuff.
Everybody got a problem with Chastain right now. I didn't do anything wrong that day.
I was going to say, Russell, I'm pretty sure everybody has a list with the one on it now. All 35 of them.
And a lot of times it's just racing hard, but it's just that extra level.
It's aggravating, right?
That Ross wants to take it at him. He's a fast guy right now. He's the points leader. But it's the etiquette and the couth that people just aren't digging.
But this is how these young drivers are coming up through the system. They want to run every lap like it's the last lap.
I mean, I've been a few Xfinity races over the last couple of years, and it's just like a snake pit. I feel like Indiana Jones down at the bottom, like there's just snakes everywhere. Like, whoa. Why are we running this hard, boys? We got miles to run, but that's
the tires allow it though. You used to have to manage your tires, back in when in my day, I should say our day, you really focused on managing your tires. You couldn't just, blitz a restart every lap and every lap be a qualifying lap. That's changed a little bit over time.
I agree with that
100%. Denny Hamlin will restart third. We're going to listen to Chris Lambert, his spotter, on this restart. Larson and Wallace in front of Truex and Hamlin.
Here we go. Great crowd here, by the way, Kansas Speedway. Love to see these Kansans, huh? Just feel good about yourself when you come out here. Back home, love it. Here we go.
Everybody keep it going. Refires. These are not sticker tires. Things change. I'm not even going to
4 wide for 6.
Look at that.
Michael McDowell, that yellow car up on the wall. He's been doing this every restart. Get right up against the wall and get all you can get on these restarts.
All right. This reminds me of Vegas. Bubba's going to race him hard. He knew that he needed to stay there, not let Larson slide up.
Oh, he didn't clear him. Had to lift a little bit off the wall.
Here comes your
Ready to lemon, that's right.
These boys all want to see the table.
I think you're going to see Jimmy Hamlin's long run speed show up here. This is going to be important to get clearance. And watch to get this toe off those cars side by side. Huge hole in the air. Is he going to go for it? Stay in line.
Larson's going to slide down for sure. Then he's going to back it off and try to get the momentum.
He's not going to get the slide job.
No, he did not.
These are the two that battled for the win here last fall up front.
Watch this.
This is such awesome racing. This track just gives us this perfect platform. This perfect canvas.
Here's the slide job. It's not going to clear up. Better do it quick.
Yeah. Oh, Bubba had trouble. Hey, wiggle a little bit. Wow. This is a great racing clip. Sure is. Things change a little bit on the older tires versus stickers. These boys are working hard.
I liked how Larson came off the wall there. Didn't ride the wall on the exit of 4. Kind of dived in the corner. Took the air off the Wallace on the exit.
Kyle Busch in 5th, where he tells us just ran his own fastest lap of the race.
And you're fixing to see him in that shot. There he is, catching these guys. Starting to be a part of this equation at the lead. The Toyotas are losing slowly but surely their stranglehold on the speed. How about Wallace back to the inside of the leader, Larson?
As you say that.
Yeah, right.
He's clear. He's clear. Is he going to take it? Yep, he took it. 8 to go for a stage break, mind you. These are big points that everybody wants. You want that stage win. Exactly what he said to you, Kurt, on the pre-race. Stage point win. Yeah. Start banking points.
Trouble back straight away. O'Hara spins down to the inside wall and hits at Christopher Bell. Caution.
Huge.
Really?
Did I not tell you
The
these
20
boys
car.
on these old tires? We've got good cars having trouble. Into this stage, points are on the line. He was second in points, by the way. With a good stage in there, would have went to the lead over Chastain. Not now.
Was running in 8th place.
Game over. Wow. Hard hit. Why do you guys always call me up for all these super
They will not roll. They will not roll. They have our safety crew on the scene there. They're going to have to get the roll back.
Just like we talked about, Kurt, for whatever reason, you know, this track just always delivers some wild, crazy, where did that come from action. See spinning off a 2, hits the inside wall hard here. Wow, yeah, there's so much going on. I mean, we might not have footage of when that wreck started because it's 2 wide, 3 wide, passes for the lead. And there it was.
6th caution of the day.
Got their so with this kind of stage ownership, what are we going to do here? Is there some strategy on the line here, Larry?
Yeah, we don't know that we're going to be able to get back going. It depends on how quick they can get this 20 car. If you think you can score stage points here, you may stay out. Looks like to me, Bubba Wallace is dragging them all down pit road. Everybody wants those 4 fresh tires.
Jamie?
And Bubba Wallace gives up the lead there. The radio communication said, we're going to flip this stage. Bubba said, whatever it takes to win the race, that's the big picture, whatever we need to do. So they brought it down 4 tires here. They're going to tighten them up just a little bit. Denny Hamlin in his call for 4 tires. Regan.
Martin Truex Jr. was told to do what the cars in front of him did. His race car a little bit tight. Had a slight vibration as well on the last run in the 5 of Kyle Larson. Was good up front. Once he got back in second, though, the car was too tight to go as hard as he wanted to.
Well, the Fords stayed out. Logano and McDowell and Busher. Trouble on Daniel Suarez's car. Very long stop. So we're looking at the front end of his number 99. 6th caution flag of the day. This one for Christopher Bell. Welcome back to the Advent Health 400 from Kansas on FS1. Christopher Bell's car off back to the garage. And we got an idea of what may have happened there. Ross Chastain was right in front of Bell, exiting turn number 2. And our view is out the front of Chastain's car. But listen as he navigates turn 1 and 2 right in front of Bell.
That Chastain guy. Come on, really?
I don't put this one on him, but it's definitely in the equation.
So we have a ghost car view of it. This one's difficult because the GPS is off just slightly. Looks like the one car is definitely checking up. The 20 misjudged it. Let's go to the car with one.
Tight. There you see the car wiggle the back of the car a little bit. I
Okay.
think the car just took off the racetrack. Both of them tried to pull under him and got loose.
And there's what Ross had to say.
Land into the left rear. Feels okay. Copy. Take a look at the pictures. See anything when you drove by? Any fluid tires?
Oh, maybe when they got together, cut the valve stem out, cut the tire down.
Must have. Again, these are scuff tires. These are heat cycles. It's a hot day, and this is a tough
You see the
track.
bend right here? That's exactly what happened. See this? He that cut the tire down. Guarantee it. Probably cut the valve stem right out of the wheel. Put the tire down, got down on the wheel.
All right, Mike, can you help reset us?
Well, for this restart, we're going to go back to 8th place of Brad Keselowski and listen to TJ Majors on the restart spot for the number 6. Top 9 stayed out and did not pit.
We thought we had mayhem already. Now we've got super old tires. Bubba's back there at first car on 4 tires. 2 tires for Priest.
And 3 to go in stage 2.
You better get to talking, Kurt. This is going to be wild.
I would just want to sit back and watch.
Race is on. McDowell holding strong on that outside. Loving that. But look at that hill. Poor guy looking around.
Oh, no, it's going to hit him hard.
Glancing blow and caution waves.
I would think that'll take us to the end of the stage, too. And I think that will go.
I think Joey won it.
It's showing right now. Well, that worked. Bailed them out. Not having the best of days, but Joey Logano got the stage win, but did not work for Kyle Busch and company on this 8 car. Big blow.
Not sure who he got together with because they were 3 and 4 wide all the way back there.
Yeah, I saw it. You see Larson next to Denny Hamlin gets into Keselowski there. They're bouncing off one another. Busch got tight. It looks to me like came from the outside.
I'm just surprised there wasn't more cars that got collected and all that. It is so wild at the end of these stages on old tires on a track that just chews up tires. Everybody's just trying to get through it, but NASCAR wanted to throw another green and see some more action. I mean,
Well, they saw it. There it is, perfect.
Where do we
You
start
see
looking?
Busch getting tight on the outside of Ford. He tries to cut down to stay out of Keselowski because Keselowski kind of got put in the wall, cut across Priest, and got turned around.
Yep, and Priest was digging. He had 2 fresh tires.
That's a product of the Kansas City restart. Look at that, 4 wide in front of him. 6 backs up. He tried to avoid it, got wrecked.
And the end of this stage has some unfamiliar customers up near the front. McDowell 2nd, Gregson 3rd, Allmendinger in 5th, Ty Dillon in 8th.
No. Nina.
there. Welcome back to the race here on Fox. I'm Shannon Spake, Jamie McMurray, and this really has been a day of guys having issues and then, of course, rebounding. Let's walk through some of those guys. We start with Kyle Larson. Happened really early with that high car on the track.
Yeah, lap 5, you see Tyler Reddick gets a little bit tied off the corner. Larson's had fast cars all year long, had a lot of trouble, but he was able to recover after this spin. You see him right here. You're going to get 3 wide between Kevin Harvick and Josh Woodley. Larson goes on to be able to lead this race here, and I think he's going to be the leader after this stage break. Chase Elliott, though, another guy, drove up into the top 10, had this loose wheel, but was able to come back to the top 10. He's got a fast car. I know we talked a lot about Toyotas, but these two Chevy guys have been good all day long. And Kyle Busch, issues all day long for this guy. You see, he had a speeding penalty, he had a loose wheel, and then just now before we ended the stage, he had some controversy with Ross Chastain, which I think I'm crazy for saying that. But right here, as we ended the stage, you see Kyle gets loose, spins around. I thought maybe he was going to recover. We saw him get out of the car. His day is going to be different.
The restarts have been pretty wild. I mean, they always are.
Well, the restarts are always good here, but the whole shakeup, the guys talked about it in the booth, when you have no tires, 2 tires, 4 tires, really fun here.
Yeah, we'll see how the stage 3 goes. Back to you guys in the booth, Mike.
Thanks, Shannon. 7th caution flag of the day as Kyle Busch's car gets hauled into the garage area. But let's go back to lap 149. Look way off the right side of your screen. You'll see Ross Chastain coming into view, and then Christopher Bell. And here they come off the corner.
Yeah, Chastain was obviously coming off the bottom. Seemed to me like he was pretty tight. Bell was running that middle to outside, coming back down. And as they approach the wall, they start to...
Right there's like this extra movement. I'm not sure. They just pulled around out of space.
Yeah. It's almost like the air kind of pulled them together right there at the end and got into one another. It's a race deal. Hey, that's a race deal at Kansas City off the 2.
Josh will talk to Christopher Bell after pit stops. Pit road is open this time for the end of stage 2.
What a huge fix of the day for Logano, McDowell, and Gregson right there. Big hit for Wallace and those boys, though.
Jamie?
And Joey Logano has just had his hands full all weekend long, but they've been working on it today and actually made the car better. They took a gamble there, got the stage win, and he said he doesn't want any adjustments. I even heard Roger Penske cue up the radio. He approved of the call. Eric Jones in the 43, he's had quite a day, but they rebound. He's up front, pretty happy that he has a cool suit on because it's so hot today. And Michael McDowell in the 34, trying to get his first top 10 at Kansas. Car's good right now, Regan.
Phil Gregson, some good stage points for him there. Having a solid day, been inside the top 20 all day long. Needs a little bit of front and rear security. They're going to leave him alone in case the track changes, though.
So Logano leads them off pit road. We have 28 cars on the lead lap. Let's go to the Care Center and Josh.
Christopher Bell checked and released from the Care Center. What happened there from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to get a little too aggressive on the side draft and got into the one and spun out.
How'd you okay with this?
You know, owned it, and that's why it was confusing as to what happened. He told you right there. Just got a little too aggressive.
Toyota's dominated early. Only one of them got stage points in stage 2. Joey Logano, stage 2 winner. 98 laps to go in the FMO 400 in Kansas. Toyota dominated the first stage of the race, but got only one stage point in stage 2. Denny Hamlin in 10th. Now things have cycled through with pit stops, and we'll go back to the Care Center and Josh.
Kyle Busch checked to release from the Care Center. Kyle, what happened there from your perspective?
I don't know, just tried to get below the 6 off the 2 there. I guess somebody was on the inside, so got spun out. But hate it for all my guys. I mean, we're fought from the back about every run of the race, just getting ourselves in the top 5 there finally. And just all the cautions kept happening to kind of throw off strategy and stuff like that. Got a lot of those guys up there on older tires. And it's just a crapshoot after that. We were on here again. Thanks, Scott.
Kyle spotter Derek Nealon took responsibility on that one. Team radio.
Yeah, just very frustrated. And man, that's a part with a swallow curve. Fast race car made some mistakes, had penalties, bounced back from that. Hope starts cutting back into the picture. Caution comes out. Then all of a sudden you're in a melee where you weren't even supposed to be. We're just starting to get into the shot of the lead picture, and now your day's done and you're headed home early.
It's tough. Spotters want to take the blame, but the driver is always in charge. And Kyle didn't want to fall in behind the 6. As soon as you check up on a restart, you're sitting duck.
Well, the 6 had trouble. He was actually just trying to miss the 6.
Hey, how about this? Another restart.
Stage 3. Here we go.
But that Chase Elliott just finally quietly got back to this lead pack or showed up to the lead conversation here. Let's see what he can do.
Truex way high, too wide.
Really loose off the 2. It was. Gregson in trouble. Way off the pace.
Some great racing. The cars just going fan out and out. Got Reddick stuck in the middle.
3 wide for 5th.
He's going to try to battle through it. Watch him. He's going to toss it down in the middle, and he's going to try to clear them both.
Truex big head of steam on the outside there.
Not going to get either one of them. Comes in the inside of Bubba for second.
Big run off the top of 2. See if he can slide up in front of him and get this position. Staying on the bottom. That 11 car has been the strongest car in the long run all day long. See if he can run the 5 down.
Yeah, those first 3 settled in. Now Truex is trying to get to the bottom side of Elliott.
Well, the top worked for Truex in 1 and 2 last time. This time he's on the bottom, solidly in 4th. Big run on the top side, Elliott. Wow, power move on the top of it. Clear. New record for lead changes in a Cup race at Kansas Speedway.
I'm entertained. It's been a good one. It ain't over yet.
That was pretty wild.
Another 3 wide with Reddick. Truex laying you off at 4. Wow, that's tight.
These guys are just zigzagging. Like one of the cars is good in 1 and 2, and then one of them is good in 3 and 4, and they can't sort it out. They're stuck.
Larson, Hamlin, Elliott, Reddick all just ran their fastest lap of the day. So did Gibbs, Harvick, and about 10 others.
Time to let them horses run. Holman reigns back is over.
Ty Gibbs with a Monster Energy can.
These 3 wides off of 4, you just run out of room over there, Kurt. Eventually, that's going to catch some of these guys.
I mean, I think they've seen enough of it or should be hearing about it, but you still are just hoping and praying you're clear and the guy's going to give you room. That's all over with now. People aren't giving anything up where they should have been earlier.
3rd place. Chase Elliott dropped to the bottom in turn 3, took the spot for Bubba Wallace, who looks low off 4 and wants to pay him back.
Wants the spot back.
Crossover. Loses the momentum. The edge getting into 1. He needed to clear him. Watch this outside.
He lost that lift. That's right.
Yeah. I love that part of these new cars. You can totally tell. Tell them outside and them flames come out of pipes.
That's for sure. These guys are digging now. So Logano really cashed in on that stage win, and now he's got his work cut out for him to carve back through.
Harvick to the outside. Haven't mentioned his name all day. Here he comes. Closer, they call him.
Truex is backing up. He says the car is plowing, and he's fallen to 8th place.
It looks like,
oh my God.
He's going to lose it. No.
He's able to say no.
No.
Ty Gibbs did not sue then. Wait, no.
I don't think that was gonna hurt. That one took forever to finish up.
Man, he
Almost saved that thing, Kurt.
nurse it back, buddy. Get it in gear, get it back.
Been doing such a good job.
8th caution of the day. Ty Gibbs.
I mean, this is just pins and needles city. Like, everyone is struggling on the corner exits, but here, this all starts way early. Off 4, sure did. 3 wide, down the front straightaway into 1.
Seen get up.
Took the air off the side.
Got into 19 a little bit and
Got the car upset. Once it got up running, just couldn't keep it straight and lost it.
he may not have damaged this car. It was just a brush with the wall.
But as it again,
This
this is the tire coming off.
The whole fender's gone.
no, look at the right front.
That one is going to cost you.
Yeah.
That is so conflicted. Just drove around there too fast and on a flat, and unfortunately, destroyed the car.
Kirk Almirola will get the free pass. I hope he makes it back.
Yeah, these cars, when they get the toe knocked out, or you get 1 flat or 2 flats, they just won't roll smooth.
Let's hear what Martin Truex had to say about all this.
This happens first time.
That's how it is.
Game over.
Business is picking up. You know, we talk about Ty Gibbs and the job that he's been doing quietly, just staying out of trouble, right? And was minding his own business. Dual pressure cooker starts getting to you, and you start pushing it a little bit harder.
What's
a little
that?
bit harder. Next thing you know, you get into your own teammate, push it too hard, a little bit of greed comes into it, and unfortunately bit him.
Yeah, he's going to learn from this mistake. I mean, but it's been tough. It has been so tough off of these corner exits.
The biggest mistake, though, was
Driving back
too fast. Yes.
Ty Gibbs goes for a spin and puts us under caution for the 8th time today after a little bit of contact with Martin Truex.
Don't tell him.
Well, fans have seen plenty of action here at Kansas today. They have enjoyed a record number of lead changes for a Cup race on a beautiful, cloudless, 90-degree day at Kansas Speedway. Ty Gibbs brought out this most recent caution. He wanted to stay in the car and wanted the car pushed to his pit stall. NASCAR said no. The official told him to get out of the car. You're going to the care center to be checked out, and the car is pulled to the garage.
That's a little overkill. Sorry, needs to be said. He barely touched the wall. Has to get out of the car, have to go through all the protocol stuff. He could have got that thing towed to his pit stall and at least got back out there, probably made some laps and saved some points here.
It wouldn't roll back properly, and that's the way these cars are. Sometimes they wreck and the tow line is all wrapped around, or the tire wraps itself around the hub and it won't roll properly. That's why he couldn't get it back to his pit box. And I saw that same thing.
It wasn't
with
because
Briscoe.
he hit the wall and it was wrecked. The point is he's going to go over there and have to spend 15 minutes in the infield care center. Trust me, my vitals would be up a little bit if that was me.
And I wouldn't get cleared out.
43 people are still alive in Clint's Stage 2 contest.
I told you them old race fans they're on it. They know what their drivers do out there.
I mean, we're getting a lot of the regulars back up front here. That's really a key factor with Larson, with Hamlin, Elliott, Wallace, Reddick. I mean, all these guys are somewhat surviving. This is turning into a war of attrition. I've never really quite seen a race at Kansas like this. But inside the car, you just got to stay focused and just believe in your team's strategy. Believe in the calls that they're making. And right now,
ooh. So look at this top 10. 4 Toyotas, 4 Chevys, and 2 Fords.
There's Truex.
Things have changed.
Didn't like that car. Wanted some handling. He was tight. Got to make those adjustments. He's been in a wall.
Regan?
Well, you guys are exactly right, Mike. You see the damage on the right side of the car, but he came on the radio a little while ago and said it is plowing again. Of course, early in the race, they had gotten pretty good with that car, and it would cycle through good on the long runs, but not very good right now on the short runs.
4 tires for Truex.
This is wild.
Did the damage on the right rear that we saw there, is that where his tight's coming from?
Possibility the toe could be knocked out a little bit, but I mean, maybe it's the dirty air because he hasn't been back there beyond 10th place, and the track's rubbering in. There's cars going everywhere, and it's tougher to run those clean laps when you have cars to navigate.
You know, spring has been very moderate and quite wet for the NASCAR Cup Series. This is by far the hottest day of the year. I think the temperature tickled 90. Phoenix 81. Austin, the road course, 79, 78 for Daytona. So quite a big jump up. Here are some of the drivers talking about the heat today.
Make sure you're on that water bottle all day today. Stay hydrated. It's warm. It'll be a hard one. Be a grinder. So we got a good race car.
Make sure you keep yourself hydrated. I know you're on it, but just make sure you keep yourself ready here.
I'll take a new water bottle on the next one with some kind of powder in it. One of the hydration drip drops or whatever you got.
Boys are hot out there. 112 degrees you're seeing. That's under caution riding around.
Well, let's clear this up. See that little F there? That means Fahrenheit. Celsius is the sponsor, not the temperature scale we're using there.
Yes. I was going to say,
if that was
I think you're slipping a little bit. What are you going at here? But
if that was 112 degrees Celsius, whatever sweat is in his suit would be boiling.
I have boiled. As a matter of fact, you know, the number one thing you don't want to do is get hot and, you know, take your water bottle and dump it on you. I've done that, and if you know what I mean, I had not scrambled eggs. I had fried eggs on both butt cheeks.
Ooh, yeah. I've heard more stories. You do not pour water on yourself. You just end up cooking yourself. I thought you meant boiling, like in the head. You know, like being angry.
On my butt.
So the crew in the truck is saying you were Clint Boiler that day.
Yes, sir.
We'll be here all week.
Yeah,
we'll be here
at least all day.
That's hot. You know, and these cautions are helping these guys. You know, when I thought about the heat coming into this weekend, I was talking to some of these drivers. You think long green flag runs, and that just continually grinding it out, always in the heat. But these cautions are helping them.
Eric Almirola got the free pass on this caution. Justin Haley on the previous one. So we will restart with 29 cars on the lead lap and 84 laps to go. We'll be listening to Nick Payne, Tyler Reddick's sponsor, on the 45 on this restart.
Spotter.
He will roll from
Leaders,
5th.
5 away. Ready. Green flag. Still covered on the bottom. At the line now after the 1. Bottom is still covered. Still covered on the bottom. Still there, 23.
Clear up.
It's all about completing the corner. You got to complete the corner when you pick up the gas early to block somebody. And if you can't and you check up, you're going to get stomped on.
Way on the outside. Truex coming.
Yeah, he is.
So close getting around McDowell.
Oh!
And a little contact. That was Corey LaJoie.
He came by so fast, LaJoie didn't know he was there.
Other than that, this was the most orderly restart we've had today.
Yeah, the leaders, they really minded their P's and Q's there, worked with one another, showed some patience all across the board to this top 5.
Reddick, 4th place.
Chase Elliott getting around that 11. That surprises me. These Hendrick boys keep heating up as this race progresses.
They're running 1-2 now. Got Toyota's 3-4, and we got
Truex back through the middle, 3 wide. Unbelievable slicing and dicing on those new tires.
Puts down on the bottom.
He's coming quick.
We got Chase for the lead, though. Is Larson going to let him go?
How about that, Kurt? Did not see this coming at all. Neither did Kyle Larson.
Didn't quite let him go. Let's see if he wants to side draft him.
Oh, he tried. He's going to get high. He's running up the racetrack. Not clear.
With these 2 boys, they've raced each other pretty hard as teammates in the past.
Here comes Denny.
Right there.
Denny's
I thought he was going to do a crossover and 2 for 1. Slide up.
He's out there.
The 9 was so busy trying to figure out the 11 that he didn't close the door on the 5.
So it looked, all right, why didn't the 9 move up there? You can't just turn right and head up the racetrack. You would have to lift at the wall. He ended up wrecking you both.
He was committed to blocking Denny. But look at that. He was able to pull the move off.
And here comes Reddick right back into play.
Very impressive, Chase Elliott. Only way he makes the playoffs is a win, folks. Hungry. Here's the opportunity.
This is really good.
It sure is.
Elliott missed 6 weeks recovering from a broken leg snowboarding accident and fell deep in the point standings. They might be able to point their way into the playoffs, but the sure way to get there would be with a win.
That's right. Might not need it, the playoffs. Now you need to start worrying about playoff points, right? If you can get a win and get yourself in, you're going to need those playoff points.
All right, this is where it settles for a few laps. I say that, right? But it's their lap 3, 4, 5. Everybody kind of is like, all right, did I blow through the slip angle on my fronts? And now am I going to get too tight and not be able to seal the deal on corner exit? But this is where I believe we'll have a long run and guys will settle in.
Can this Truex on these tires, you know, capitalize on the advantage here and get to that point, get to the lead?
I mean, he's only gained 17 spots since they started this restart.
Yeah, but they get harder the closer you get to the front. Regan?
Well, Clint, even more impressive about this run for Chase Elliott today is the amount of uncertainty they had coming into this race. I was in the hauler with him and crew chief Alan Gustafson. Before it started, they weren't sure what to expect. They felt like they had a long run car, but a lot of confusion on the short run aspect of their race car. They've been giving him updates all day long on what his teammate Kyle Larson's doing early on in runs. He's been adjusting his driving style, been pretty quiet about the handling. A great run for him right now.
Well, since we went to the next gen or 7th generation Cup car that we're racing now, Chase has not won on a 1.5 mile track.
Might fix that today, buddy.
That is a very good point.
I'm kind of surprised by Larson, to be honest with you. Slipping.
Turn 2. Harrison Burton spins after almost running over Chris Buescher, who just about stopped in the middle of turn 2.
Kept it out of the wall.
Yellow waves for the 9th time.
Well, there went that long green theory. It's a tough track. Turn 2 with the way the wind angle is, but when somebody checks up in front of you, it's how do you abort? How do you really just maneuver around? These cars don't like that quick, abrupt movement.
Yeah, Burton had to lock it down for a car that was suddenly very slow right in front of him, and the car came around on him.
Yep. Well, maybe he didn't hit anything too hard.
So Larry Mack, about the pit window with 76 laps to go, and about the tire inventory. Where are we?
Well, you can't make it from here on fuel, Mike, and we've run 13 to 14 laps on these tires, especially everybody except Martin Truex Jr. that pitted that last caution. You've pretty much got to come, but this could be that 5 car's final set of stickers, because remember, he pitted an additional time when he spun at lap 4, so this tire situation is getting more and more interesting.
That's a great point, Larry. He's the one that's in trouble, Kyle Larson.
J.J. Yeley will get the free pass, and that will put 30 cars on the lead lap when we restart.
That's about what we thought. We thought the Truex would stay out and the rest would be there. Let's go down to Jamie.
Well, 2311 cars coming into pit here, kind of all over the map on the handling of the cars right now. Tyler Reddick pretty happy with it, a 4-tire stop here. But Denny Hamlin, he wants to be freed up a little bit. Chris Gabehart, his crew chief, said we're in a pretty decent scenario here. It's not perfect, but pretty good. Regan?
The 9 to Chase Elliott, just a little bit tight when he was behind the 5-car Kyle Larson. As soon as he got out front, though, he said this car is solid, and the 5 Kyle Larson was told to do whatever the 9-car did in terms of pitting.
5 and the 9 come off pit road. And how about Daniel Suarez, who picked up 4 spots? He had moved back up into the top 10 during this green flag run. So Suarez on the way back to the front.
These guys are 5 wide coming off pit road.
Why not? They've been 5 wide everywhere else today. 75 laps to go in Kansas. Welcome back to the Advent Health 400 at Kansas Speedway. 74 laps to go. And boy, this has been a page turner. So many plot twists in this one. Let's have a look at some of the big storylines. Do I need one of those? No, you need 4 of those, and they all need to be attached by that one lug nut at each corner. Yes, and so do you, and that wheel needs to stay in one piece. Thank you very much. That was Austin Cindric. Well, stage 2, Eric Almirola went for a spin, got a lap down, got it back at lap 177. Contact
and
here. Contact here.
Corner exits.
That took a good car out of the race, Kyle Busch's. Speaking of Kyle's,
that was lap 4, 5.
And might, because of all these cautions, come right back to being the very thing that keeps them out of victory lane.
Larson fought his way back to the front, took the lead. Denny Hamlin has been up front much of the day, but it took the 9 of Chase Elliott a long time to get up there with the leaders, but he did. And Martin Truex on the outside of the 19 and bumped into Corey LaJoie, bounced off the wall, kept on digging. Now here with Kevin Harvick and Ricky Stenhouse. Comes up on a group, and he's just going to slice right through.
On board Chastain. Look
You
at
hear
this.
him lift. Dude, Chastain got tight, created all that scenario, and Truex took advantage of it. But you said it, Mike. What a day. If for whatever reason, folks, you went out for a beer run, went out in the driveway and washed the Mustang, I don't know what the course is, but if you're back in front of a TV, stay there. Get that beer out, and you're going to be in for a whale of a finish.
So early in the race, the 6 Toyotas were in the top 7 spots at one point. Now we have a Toyota leading, Chevy in second, Ford in third, Chevy, Ford, Chevy, the next Toyota in 10th. The game has changed.
For sure. All over Toyota dominance at the first of this race, Kurt, and then all of a sudden, where did these Hendrick cars come from? Well, one of them had to come from the back, but Chase Elliott in the picture. Now all of a sudden you've got a bunch of new guys in town.
It's still about just pacing yourself. These are long races. Man, it's just like they all keep trying to take each other out.
Austin Dillon on the front row for the restart with Martin Truex.
Comes Larson. Quick on the outside of Gilliland.
Larson on the high side. Past Gregson.
Elliott on the low side.
Got Harvick way down at the bottom.
Gregson got in the back of the 9 as the William Byron at 24 got in there. Speaking of which, William Byron back from the dead. He literally sped on pit road, was a lap down, had all sorts of trouble because all these cautions. Here he is, back in the game.
Pole sitter Byron at one point was 2 laps down. He spent 50 laps, 2 laps down, got a wave around and a free pass. Now he's right back in.
Are you kidding me?
No, this is real.
Elliott, though, he's got that speed on the top side of corner exit. And here we are. Suarez was complaining about his car earlier. They've made some adjustments.
Look at the difference Austin Dillon has in a hot rod now that he's got it up front and got it in clean air.
See what he's able to do with it here. These 2 Hendrick guys are going to swallow him up.
Yeah, but even on old tires, Kurt, walk me through this. That car hasn't handled that good all day long.
You give it a little bit of clean air. You put it up towards the front, and then you get the ability to use your mirror cleaner to block guys. So that's what Austin Dillon's trying to do right now.
So Truex and Dillon did not stop on that caution flag. The cars chasing them did. Larson on fresh tires. Suarez in 4th on fresh tires.
These boys just keep pushing hard, and they're taking. They are not giving. And now just when I thought Chase Elliott was strong off too, what do you go?
Look at this
Suarez.
run. Here comes
That's what happens right there. When you give like the 99 did, that's where the 11 took advantage. Denny Hamlin.
Well, wasn't enough room to take.
Well, he got 2 for 1.
That's why these guys are pushing so hard. If you lift at least a little bit, boom. Guy came from 5 car lengths back and passed both of them. Nobody wants to lift because it's so costly.
Back up towards the front. This is Larson with fresh tires, but this has just been amazing to watch the different transitions between like a lap 5 run versus a lap 10 run, and the way that the cars start settling in. But we just haven't seen that super long run here the whole second half of the race. Oh!
William Byron and Suarez into each other.
Changing lanes, straightaways.
You know, you just nailed it, Kurt. The 5 and 19. Larson and Truex, they have been the fastest short run cars. Doesn't surprise me they're out front right now. This 11 car, good long run car.
3 Chevys here battling for 5th.
Let's see who gives any room here.
I cannot believe that 24 car is back up into this shot.
I mean, heck, Amarola was backwards down the back straight at one point. He's back up 13th, 14th. Everybody's got a shot today.
Gregson, Chastain. Here comes Stenhouse with a run. This is for 14th.
This is about as back as far as I've seen Chastain all day long. Need to get some track position back. Mired back in there. Oh, he got Gragson high. Got him in the
What's
finish.
Gragson gonna do
not
with
going to be very happy about that.
Gragson came all the way down to thank him, and Allmendinger and several others go by.
4.
Wow.
Chastain's fighting a tight car. He lost the nose a little bit, and you know, I think we've seen that off of 2 as well. I think that's why he's mired back here in traffic too. Got back in dirty air and having trouble. How about this pass to the lead? Battle off of 4. Here he comes.
Shooting him right there. He's going to
try to go for the side draft and then went clear down low. Comes back up for the block. And he's going to take the high lane away from the 19 as they go down into 1 and 2.
And drive away.
Absolutely. That 5 with the tires has the advantage. Another pass through lead. Whew.
Bubba Wallace worked the bottom, picked up a spot. Here comes Tyler Reddick charging back, and Kevin Harvick. We're going to take you, Fox, side by side with 64 to go. Noah Gragson comes pit side after bringing out the race's 10th caution flag, spinning off turn number 2. Looked like he was by himself when that happened, but here's a little earlier between he and Ross Chastain.
That was off of 4.
Yeah, it's a pretty good tire hit, you know, as far as having a cut or something afterwards. Oof.
And then he is off in the distance, sideways and spinning by himself.
I was trying to see, and that right rear looked up, Kurt. I think he just lost it.
It did. Yep, maybe just.
This is from the Ford camera in Keselowski's car.
Whoa, in your lap. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, there. Woo, that was close.
Good move by Keselowski to get out of that jam.
Good move. I bet he closed his eyes.
Better be lucky than good.
Now, there will be no free pass. Harrison Burton was the first car laps down, but he came to pit road at the caution flag and stopped. So no free pass.
Hey, Billy Scott, I want to talk to you, but I'm going to leave this alone right now. Like these crew chiefs and the amount of stress they're going through right now, this is wild.
Larry, where are we at? Can we make it to the end of this thing? What are we doing here, bud?
You can make it on fuel. and they've run 10 laps. Remember what Truex did earlier on 6-lap fresher tires. He cut through there like a hot knife through butter. It looks like they're coming possibly to get everybody get their last set of tires, make it to the end on fuel.
Jamie.
So many comers and goers. Daniel Suarez, one of those. They're getting this car dialed in. They want a small adjustment here. 4 tires. Denny Hamlin putting on their last set of sticker tires, so the balance is good here. He's happy with that 11. Regan.
19 of Martin Truex Jr. was tight off at turn 4, but he said it wasn't bad for old tires, like the balance overall. And the 5 of Kyle Larson, it was a late call to pit when they got to turn 4. He's too neutral in turns 1 and 2 and a little bit too tight in 3 and 4.
So the cars coming off pit road now will have 16 lap fresher tires, counting caution laps.
Willie B.
And the others.
+3 on Willie B, the 24. How about that, Kurt?
Yeah, I guess who's back? That guy right there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Who did that? It's way back on the beginning of pit road.
And that
top of the
top
screen.
of the screen. See which car we might. Tough to tell.
Suarez, I think.
Or is it a car that's still stopped?
Well, he almost bumped it. Not sure if it was his. We'll see.
No, I think he was on his way out of the box. It came from possibly the 14.
Well, let's see where they roll it back to, fellas. That should tell the tale.
This is like.
It was probably the hardest race to pass I've ever been in. When you mess up in qualifying, it really carries over in races like that in particular. Everyone's really just stuck behind each other.
Pit road open this time.
Pit stop, lap 1. Get ready, here they come. William Byron's team wins the battle off the pit road. Byron, the new race leader.
Yeah. Maybe 14 laps. This could be where guys start to stretch it out.
And if it does stretch out, you just saw him in that shot. That's 11 car. He has been the best on the long run, but it's a tall order to get by those Hendrick cars. Extremely fast. He was fast yesterday in practice. Pretty sporty FedEx hot rod for him. He's not quite as good as these Hendrick cars, though.
Hamlin had not only the fastest individual lap of practice, but the best 5 consecutive laps, 10, 15, 20, 30, you name it. He led all categories.
He did, and it's just like all those categories started getting lines drawn through them. And now it's turned into restart madness, which we knew would happen. But again, this is that point in the race where you really got to dig deep. And this is where you have to close it as a driver. You have to stay focused on what it takes to win and how past races have been won here.
Well, you're going to have to be quite a bit faster than those Hendrick cars to even get up there and pass them. You're watching William Byron do everything he can do. He caught his teammate, Kyle Larson, and now is stalled out behind him. Now I'm looking for where's the lap traffic? When are we going to catch lap traffic? Because that's going to be your next opportunity to be able to pounce on something. Him making a move and creating a draft and a stall.
And to answer your question, there's only one lapped car for the next half a lap of racetrack. So lap traffic, to get into a scrum of lap traffic, it's going to be a while here.
But it's going to happen. With 37 to go, you're going to catch them, and it's going to be a factor. Right about when things really get heated up.
Now this is where last year when I was able to bring our car to victory lane, it's like that lap 15 of the run, our car would just start to carve a little bit better, and we were able to make passes, and that made our car maneuverable. We talked about that earlier, Boyer. At a track like this, your car's got to be maneuverable, and that's where we're seeing Reddick make a pass. And we'll see what these guys, the next little bit is really going to tell us a lot.
Slide job. But you see, he slid up in front of him and then has to lift. Can't create that R, can't keep in the throttle.
But I don't think Dylan's going to have much to retaliate. He's not going to be able to have anything for him on the exit. And Reddick will be able to pull away and reel in the next one.
That's 9th place with Harvick closing from 11th.
Yeah, these boys are digging. This is it's been a long day and they're still out there. It's just you have to dig deep.
Bubba Wallace, the Toyota Cam, sitting in 5th place. Chastain just ahead and to the right.
We saw that one car with a ton of speed on the restart. He's able to close the corner a little bit better than Wallace right there off turn 4. He's had an adventurous day just like everybody else. I mean, we could probably draw the whole up and down graph for every single car today. And then with Byron, them hanging out 2 laps down all day, they didn't really want to use a set of tires until they got back to the lead lap. They could be in a big time position to be in an advantage.
But remember what Regan told us. If we get another caution flag in his area of the pits, Harvick, Truex, LaJoie, and Byron each have a set of stickers sitting on the ground. And you don't want to have those left at the end of the race.
No, but I also think there's going to be a window there where that opportunity goes away. You know, you can't lose too much track position. If it gets in within, 10 to go or 5 to go or something, they're all going to stay out because they don't have tires. You can't start 22nd and win this race. So there is a window there where that opportunity becomes not so opportune, right?
And you're right. With 27 cars on the lead lap, absolutely.
Yep, it goes away.
There you go, buddy. Let's go. Go get a couple more for us. And just throw one on the top in front.
Like that, cheerleading, helping that guy. You always want to hear good things out there. Yeah, I like that, boy. Get on that outside. Get us some more.
Yeah, it's always worth a 1/10 of a second.
Even if it wasn't true, I always like to hear it.
I already knew. I was like, oh, really? Just save it.
So what a weekend. The Toyotas won practice. The Hendrick Chevys won the front row, and they have been dominant on mile and a halves, winning nearly half of the last 17 on mile and a halves, which predominate the circuit. Kyle Larson with 5 of those. We don't count Atlanta as a mile and a half anymore. We count it as a super speedway with Daytona and Talladega because that's how it races now with the increased banking.
Yep, with the reason being, yeah, it's wide open all the way around at Atlanta. This is a lot of maneuverability with your car, the driver. Everybody's got to work together here, and then this is one of those tough places to get it exactly right. But it's where it opens up the box where so many guys can run good, and that's why we've seen so many lead changes, so many different guys lead laps, and now you have the top 5 that are kind of starting to separate themselves up front.
All right, now Kurt, William Byron is right where you were last year, having to chase down Kyle Larson and beat him. You did. What does Byron need to see? What does he need to do now?
The small difference maker I had is I had 2 Kyles that I had to deal with, but I let them deal with each other. They raced the heck out of each other when they dropped the green, and they were so much side by side drafting, and I was just like, haha, I can just sit here and wait for both of you guys to burn through your tires, and I'll get you on the long run. That was the set of chips that I pushed in on, and I ended up with a long run at the end. And I don't know if I had a set of tires still sitting on pit road, but I went in for the long run.
Bubba Wallace did much the same here last fall, driving the 45, which doubled up.
And is that
here
what
at
we're
Kansas.
starting to see again? We're starting to see some trends. We've run out of cars. We've had so many yellows. There's hardly any sets of tires left.
Right along with Keselowski here, he's salvaging a day out of this. I'm talking down and out of the first of this race, riding 16th, but not bad.
Straight away. Straight backside.
That's with Haley downshift.
Well, Larry, dare I say, speaking of trends,
well, we might be going a little early, but we'll go ahead and go there. I looked at the last 5 Kansas spring races. Now, we did not race here in the spring of 2020, but in those 5 races, the average of the last caution, lap 254, which is 13 laps to go, 3 times in the final 10 laps. And Mike, we did have an overtime finish in 2019.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that trend, but the trend I've been talking about, we've been watching all week long, is this 11. That car trend's good on long runs. I watch it on the graph, and there you see him passing William Byron for second. Larson, you better run, and you better run fast.
You better run, you better hide, because right there, Byron yielded. Byron knew he didn't have much to block with. He didn't side draft him. He's like, I've got nothing for you. That happens sometimes when you're in the top grouping. When somebody fast catches you and you just see it happening, you're like, I can't hold this guy off.
And right after the race, keep it right here on FS1. Week 4 action of the USFL continues next. The Birmingham Stallions take their 2-1 record against the Pittsburgh Maulers. It all kicks off next on FS1 right after the race. 25 laps to go. Kyle Larson with a 1.3 second lead on Denny Hamlin.
Yep, that's what I was just going to circle for all of race fans. It's that number right there we want to keep an eye on. And now you're going to get into the traffic and how you navigate traffic and keep your lap time going.
Nailed it. That last time by, I think they woke Kyle up in that car. Hey, Levin's coming. He's faster. I think he was holding back a little bit. Went to the whip, answered the call, picked his lap times up too. Keep an eye on that interval that Kurt just showed. I think Larson was riding right there. I really do. Had a little more in the tank, Kurt.
We shall see. This is where we were talking about this, that the Toyotas seem to have that long run speed. All the money seems to be on the 11 car. The 5 had that short run speed. We've seen that all day. Now, what are we going to have over these last 24, 23 laps?
Catch these lappers at the right time. You saw him just past 1 right there. Timing is everything. Do not get stalled out on an exit behind a lapper.
Oh, Hamlin's got the fishing rod out.
Yeah, but you have to. Whoever can get through lap traffic the best is a benefactor. When Kyle gets door to door with somebody, that hole, we've seen it all day long, that hole that those cars punch in the air is a huge drafting opportunity. And the closer he gets to them is going to be even more. Timing is everything, and it really is shaping up perfectly right here with 23 laps to go, 22.
I was just going to ask here in the TV booth for some popcorn. This is going to get good. This is where you just sit back and you watch the craftsmanship of professional racing.
You want popcorn and I want a beer.
Well, we ran out of popcorn about the time we ran out of sticker tires.
Popped them
It's
all.
been that kind of day.
He's coming, guys. Narrowed it up just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It's all about that corner exit and having those clean exits in traffic. A small little thing too is that shade's creeping in on entry to 1 and exit of 4. You try to use that. You try to get up there as high as you can.
Right there it is. Kurt showed you guys. Keep an eye on that interval.
Okay. Mike Joy, you can help us though. Catching them one's thing.
Passing them's another. And you know, well, Kyle Larson, look back to Vegas, look back to Phoenix. He has been so strong at the end of these races, but you got to get to victory lane. And the fastest car the last few laps on track, right up until this most recent lap, not counting the 2 leaders, has been Chase Elliott back at 7th, but he's 5 seconds off the lead if we stay green here.
Yeah, this is it's going to be two guys in a sword fight right here. They're going to go after it. If Hamlin's able to close the gap and find a little bit more, you know, on the 3rd lane, not the total 4th lane, he'll get there. And then it's going to be that battle back and forth.
It's like you said, Kurt, catching them is one thing, passing them is the other. You look for opportunities. You keep hearing me talk about the lappers coming. Here's 2, right? Onesie, twosies. These are easy. They'll probably move over, yield the right away to these guys. But there's a pack up there of 4, and they're a blanket over all of them. That creates a lot of dirty air for the leader and the 2nd place guy. That's an opportunity.
All right, Denny's going sniffing here. He's just shot for the middle lane, and this might hurt his lap time this time, but he's starting to do some research and trying to find something.
Kind of stalled out at that.
Well, gained a little bit.
6/10 back there.
Now Wallace has caught Chastain. They are battling here for 4th, and they are closing on William Byron for 3rd. Bubba had a look last time by.
These long runs, the cream finally is rising back to the top, and Bubba Wallace has been a part of that equation all day long. It's a good run. They're going to look at that stage 2 and wish they had those stage points that unfortunately circumstances kept them out of. But this has been a very solid day for them, coming off of a win last year.
Solid day at a solid track. That's what you always want.
Then he lost a little bit there. That's where you start getting in their draft. It helps you down the straightaways. It hurts you in the corners. Whatever he did, you said he started moving around, looking around a little bit on the racetrack.
Good corner exit by Wallace, and now they are getting into the draft of Byron.
If there's any grip right up next to that racetrack, this is where this Larson is so strong. He can ride that wall so close and so tight to it without hitting it. Such a talent.
16 laps to go in the race at Kansas. The USFL game between the Birmingham Stallions and the Pittsburgh Maulers is going to start over on FS2 and the Fox Sports app, and will come here to FS1 after the race concludes. Kyle Larson leading Denny Hamlin by 0.7 of a second. William Byron 2.7 back in 3rd. And the battle is Bubba Wallace on the inside of Ross Chastain for 4th.
Clear up. Rolling.
Yeah, Chastain's kind of yielded there. I mean, it's late in the day, and it's like, hey, we're both going to end up top 5 if we settle this a little bit quicker, because I don't think Logano can reel them both in.
Hamlin has stalled out in this lap traffic. Right around that 6/10, 7/10 range, he stalled out. But look, starting to get into this traffic we're talking about.
Hamlin's searching, he's digging, he's just not gaining. He's not gaining. He's been all over this. He went 2 lanes down. He was up super high. I want a little higher entry into 1 right there, boss.
Woo,
oh, Larson messed up.
I think he got in a wall.
I think he did.
He messed up.
Here comes Hamlin.
I bragged on him, and then he got in a wall.
That lead's been cut in half right there in 1 corner.
One moment right there. Now's
That's all it took. Look at this.
Is Larson going to be able to get his composure back? Is he going to be able to figure out 1 and 2 this time around?
Kurt, you said you wanted him higher getting into 1.
I want Denny.
As you said, I know, as you said that,
Larson was too high.
13 to go. Denny Hamlin hasn't won since the Coke 600 last May.
Look how he lost
3 races ago.
Sorry. Look how he lost the nose behind him in the wake.
So there's a mean bump. There's a mean bump right by the stoplight there, and just unloads the car. We've seen some people have trouble there. Larson found it.
I think he got loose in. The car looked like it was dancing and nervous, getting in out from underneath of him a little bit. Chased it up the racetrack, got in the wall. No harm, no foul, though. This thing's still fast. Actually started to gain back just a little bit of time on him.
They're driving for everything they've got. Larson's starting to see him in the mirror. Denny's trying to make sure he finds clean air. He's going to slip up here.
Denny Hamlin trying to break that winless streak, during which Kyle Larson has won 4 times.
Now this exit of 4 is going to be tough. Can Denny hold it off the wall and keep his momentum? All right.
Lost a little bit.
Looks like a net advantage, though. Slipped up back to 2.7. Right there, he's completely in the wake. Let's see what happens here on this corner. Well, you're definitely not going around that 5. So him moving to the bottom, trying to figure out the 3 and 4. I think his opportunity is over here in 3 and 4 if he can get it. Starting to get into those lappers that are going to be harder to come by. As long as they yield that outside. In a bad place right there. Lost a lot of time. Went from door to door to almost 3.5 tenths.
4 to go. Looks like Gilliland yielded there.
Two great drivers who are also both great at Darlington, where we go next week for Throwback Weekend.
Larson's loose.
He is.
Sideways again in the middle of 1 and 2. Denny's there. He's hungry. Can he pounce on it?
Nice and light on entry.
Denny's moved his entry up really high, getting into 3. Look at the momentum he comes across. If he can keep the nose down. Larson's having trouble, too.
Here's where you got to make your move. These are those opportunities. What do you
Why
do?
he can't get in the corner there because he's loose.
Clear track ahead.
And he's struggling a little bit off too.
Larson, see, he's playing with that ball.
Closest he's been.
Not even close.
Will they go for it? Here he comes.
Clear track ahead. Hamlin on the bottom now. Larson will have the momentum coming off the top.
Denny's going to have to lift again. 2 to go.
Denny was patient there. Is there still time?
Great racing.
This would be a huge corner for Larson if he's got to keep it underneath him. He's been loose.
2 to go, and they will catch more traffic before the checker.
That Larson found something on the outside of 1 and 2. Went back up right up against the wall. Rimrod likes it up there. Found some speed. No lappers in the way.
Denny played nice so far. He's played nice so far.
All right, off turn 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
He's going to have one more chance getting into 3. That's where it's going to come. He's right to the bumper of him.
Take him now. Take him now.
He's going to get to him, getting loose. He is loose. Got him loose. He got the wiggling.
They're going to be side by side.
But then he had the lift.
He did.
Oh my God. I can't believe that.
They tapped him. Run, Denny. Oh, goodness gracious.
Denny Hamlin comes sailing off turn number 4.
Sure did.
Checker flag. Hamlin wins Kansas after a fierce battle with Kyle Larson, who finishes second.
Took it from him. Literally took it from him. That's pretty uncharacteristic for Denny. You usually don't see anybody get Denny getting into anybody.
Nah, he played it like a chess game. He played it like a chess game. There's times when you make those moves and you have to lean on it just that little bit, but he waited, and it happened.
Well, he made it happen. He drove up and put some pressure on him, got him loose. Took advantage of Larson getting loose in the middle of that corner. I don't think he let the bumper to him, but he was close enough that he finished him.
That was a masterful job by both drivers. One of the greatest finishes here at Kansas.
See, he never touched him there, but he did here. Kyle was into the wall, too. That's just 2 guys going for it.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a race. That's what that is.
First ever last lap pass for the win at Kansas Speedway.
My gosh, I'm wore out, Kurt. Who else? Hey, let's crazy about William Byron from 2 laps back. Finishes 3rd. Bubba Wallace with his 4th place finish. Logano in 6th. Unbelievable.
2 guys putting it all out on the line.
What an unbelievable save by Larson.
That is a huge save to come home in second.
Well, to bounce off the wall as hard as he did, that car should have been wrecked in the inside wall.
49 Cup Series wins for Denny Hamlin. That ties him with Tony Stewart for 15 on the NASCAR all-time list. First win in 33 starts. So, of course, first of the season. And it's his 4th Kansas win. Joe Gibbs, back-to-back victory lanes. Dover with Truex, Kansas with Hamlin.
Good car. Fastest car just won this race. He was the best car all weekend long. That Larson boy, he was hanging out, loose as could be, did everything he could do.
What a battle.
I don't think Larson should be too frustrated at all with this. I mean, losing isn't the greatest feeling, but he did almost everything right to try to bring it on home. This guy right here, Denny, these long races where attrition shows up. His last win was a 600-miler at Charlotte. This one felt like a 900-miler here in Kansas.
Always is a long-run guy.
He stays in it to win it.
Regan.
Denny Hamlin out of the car. Heck of a battle the last 30 laps, Denny. You caught Kyle Larson. A little bit of contact on the backstretch, fair or foul. It was hard racing. You got your 4th Kansas win.
Yeah, so proud of this whole FedEx team. And, I got position on there. I was trying to side drop him, but clipped his left rear. But glad he was able to at least finish, and proud of my FedEx team. The 400 wins now for Joe Gibbs Racing, just such a great accomplishment for them.
Denny Hamlin, your winner in Kansas.
Kansas crowd didn't like that, did they?
But this one, is there anything more you could have done right there to hold off Denny in the end?
I mean, I was really loose. I was trying to do what I could to manage it. Just was really loose at that end, and yeah, just he was a little better than me there at the end. But I didn't see a replay either. But obviously he was side drafting really aggressively, like he would. But he was like touching me. It felt like
Whoa!
It just had
Fight!
kind of out of control. So yeah, I wish we could. Interview and on here, I guess.
That's Noah Gregson and Ross Chastain.
Noah Gregson and Ross Chastain.
Connected. I don't know if Noah got him first, but wow. Everybody's overheated, including several of the tempers here in Kansas. Denny Hamlin has beaten Kyle Larson. They were discussing what happened.
Yeah. Grab somebody, it's going to come back the other way.
Tempers overflowing.
What? Everybody didn't know if he was going to be a fighter outside of that car. Prove that wrong. We got that settled.
Here's the incident that likely led to that discussion and confrontation.
It's a tough track, tough place, tough day. Lots of tempers for everybody. Again, Chastain finds himself in weird spots, but Noah says, you know what, I don't want anything of this. I learned from all those Vegas Bush boys how I want to settle some stuff. That was awesome. Gotta love the kid.
Denny Hamlin rolls into Royal Portage victory lane. And here's Regan.
Well, Ross Chastain down here finishing up a radio interview right now, but as we went there, those restarts again were incredible. So hats off to our team. No comment. Ross, we saw the tempers afterwards there between you and Noah Gregson. What took place in your eyes? I got tied off before for sure, and Noah and I have a very similar attitude on the racetrack. And we train together, we prepare together, we know each other's every little bit about each other. So yeah, I definitely crowded him up off before, and he took a swipe out of Sim 3, and then came down, grabbed a hold of me, and a very big man once told me we have no push policy here at Trackhouse. So hats off to everybody at Advent Health for come here in Advent Health 400 and fight for a top 5. There was times in the race where we did not have the grip and the balance in the car to do that. A couple good restarts at the end, and perfect match set of tires by Phil Surgeon. It's a heck of a fight from this group. Thanks, Ross.
Chastain finished 5th, while the 42 of Gregson was 5 laps down. NASCAR Race-Up weeknights, we're headed for Darlington next weekend. Next Sunday at FS1. Race day at 1:30, and the Cup race from Darlington at 3 p.m. Eastern Time next Sunday. Coming right up on FS1, the Birmingham Stallions versus the Pittsburgh Maulers. Keep it right here and enjoy the game.